I've got notes on tea-stained paper. I'm ready.
About this?
Yes, yes. Just like I just wrote it in chronological order and it's amazing how much you remember, when you do
Sure.
that. But it has been a trip down memory lane, and there's things that I remember that I don't feel like we have necessarily talked about since then. And I'm excited about that because, guys, this is an episode talking about our cross-country adventure that
Yeah.
we're still kind of recovering from. I'm pretty much mostly recovered. I would say 93%.
Yeah. I'm probably there with you.
Yeah.
And we'll regale you with the tale. This is going to be an episode of laughs, of magical mysticism and love, but also hilarity and
Oh my God.
strangeness.
So I have not laughed. Dude, the 3 days that you and I spent on the way back home from Pennsylvania are seared in my mind until I leave this existence.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't feel like the same trip.
No,
at all. It feels totally different.
Somebody copied and pasted it into our timeline. It's bizarre. I was writing it all down today, and I was just like, "What? Wow, we did that. That was a week ago, bro. It's a week ago today as we are recording this. I guess a week ago tomorrow that we got back."
So thank you for joining us for this tale. We can't wait to. It's a bit of a story time episode.
It is. This is a story. We've got notes.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do this right.
Try.
And I hope that y'all enjoy it because there's a lot here. There's a lot of stories to unpack. There's a lot of magic. And just so much, like you said, so much love. And what a weird world we live in.
What a strange and wonderful place that we live in. Let's start with an introduction because that's what we do now. This is the WBAH podcast.
Yeah, it is.
My name is Charlye, and I was actually created a small iced coffee.
Is that, that's not what I ordered.
That's what they made.
We'll get to that. All right. Okay. We're going to get to that. Macy, hello. Hi. I didn't think of a clever thing because I forget that we do this because I will not live by any structure because I'm an Aquarius. I won't have it.
And we're cousins.
That's a thing. It's relevant.
That's a thing now. Where do we want to start with this tale? First of all, I guess if we haven't explicitly said it and you haven't read the title, this is about our trip to Anahata's Purpose. We've talked about it increasingly so over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
And you've heard about it in the past. We referenced it a lot.
Last week's episode was the live from there.
Yes. Which I thought sounded great.
It sounded good. I should say that it was our live featuring our third guest host, which was my bracelets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. So fucking irritating.
There was also that bee that kept coming by that I think I straight slapped the microphone about.
It was talkative.
He really liked the show. But I also just want to say that, like, up front, and we'll get more into it, but up front, like, just what a pack of weirdos we got here in the WBAH bean can.
Yes, very much so. And comfortably weird.
Comfortably weird. And I have become.
That's exactly what I was feeling. Yeah.
Great. But yeah, it is the adult. What did the AI generated story called Anahata's Purpose? It was an adult only playground.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I don't remember. But it's a retreat for people to do workshops all about spiritualism, witchcraft, magic, whatever anybody is bringing to the table. There's like trauma release classes, and then there's also some of the funkiest music you've ever heard.
Oh, the music's great. Yeah, the live music injection was good for my soul.
when the music starts like at night, it's hard to not just strut around.
Yeah.
Just doing your funk dance.
Strut is a good word choice.
Yeah. But we road tripped this year instead of flying like we did last year.
Far and away the most I've ever traveled. I mean, Tucson beat that. We did that. It's amazing. Can you believe Tucson was this year?
No. In fact, you said that and it blew my asshole open.
Isn't that wild? This is a long year.
This does feel like a long year, especially comparative to
the past
21.
Yeah. So that was like, that checked that box then, but this blew that out of the water by a lot.
Well,
how many miles? Let me look that up real quick.
Okay, you look that up, and I will say that we are, if you don't know, we're from Texas. And we have been other places. I think, independently, we've traveled around different places. However, I think I saw 5 states that I've never been in before.
It was a lot. Yeah. I mean, really, yeah.
We traveled up that East Coast. We did stop at Pennsylvania. We did not go to, anywhere higher. Mm-hmm. But I've never been to Maryland before, and that blew my bird. Maryland was fucking beautiful.
Maryland was my favorite place that we
Maryland was my favorite place to drive through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kentucky was a good time.
Beautiful.
Ohio was strange. No offense to Ohio.
Listen, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Ohio.
We need to ask, what did they say in the live? Is Ohio okay?
Yeah, and I was actually really glad at the horror we received in that live. It let me think, okay, maybe y'all are all right. It's just this one place is unhinged.
Yeah. It seems like Ohio might be fine. Our great love Corey B, the Corey B of Corey's Cauldron is out there. He's fine. Mm-hmm. He's not eating that weird shit. No, we'll get there.
No, wouldn't have it. We drove a round trip. All right, so one way. Okay, this is easier.
Okay.
1,435 miles for about a calendar of 24 hours of driving, not including stops. So so round trip, that's like fucking, I'm so bad at, I mean, it's just shy of like 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
Round trip.
Wow, dude. That's definitely, I think, the longest I have ever done a road trip before. And I mean, we really, let's go ahead and start. I don't know if you had anything planned to start with, but I guess we could start with the trip up.
Yeah, I have it, dude. I have it broken out like Monday, Tuesday.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So the first thing was Monday night.
Hit me.
So, well, here's the deal, homie, bro. Your Monday night and my Monday night are two vastly different Monday nights.
Oh, God, I forgot all about my trials on Monday night.
So, that's kind of funny in its own how completely opposite those are. Because my Monday night consisted of, like, everything going according to plan. I can only hear Panic at the Disco in my head as I said that. But, like, I had the car. So it was Lyra and Liz and me. We had the car loaded, and it was loaded nice, bro. It was loaded nice with precision. And so it was getting it all figured out because it was 4 of us riding in my little car, which is not a little car. It's just I would say as small as a car as you would want for a ride this long.
Yeah,
but it was comfy.
There was room for us to be ourselves. Nobody was cramped the whole time.
No, and I asked Lyra, like, on the way, like, after the fact, I was like, were y'all comfortable? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, good. Because we were in the front seat. I was in one seat the whole time on the way up, and we'll get to that. My personal quest.
We need to talk about
a wired mess, but I did it.
Absolute manic driving episode.
No. There was such purpose.
I've never seen something take you over quite like that.
I became the road.
You did. Okay, all right, yeah. So Monday night, everything is going smooth.
Sure, for me, yes. And I had the note. I had the note here after to mention that get the fuck out of here.
Oh no. Can I? Oh no.
Yes, that one's yours.
Okay. All right. I'll start at the top of my Monday. I'll kind of blow through that.
Yes.
I don't want to just bitch. I don't want to start this off with bitching forever. However,
No,
I did
but
forget it
Mercury
because
plagued us all
bad.
the way fucking up. And I think that's
Yeah.
why you should kind of mention this, because it didn't stop. It did not
Yeah.
stop with this.
Until that fucking day that we left. I didn't even think about this part of it because I in my mind it started when we left that early morning,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't even think about this, but I had so much I guess technical issues with banks and whatnot.
I've never
Essentially,
seen such a
I've never seen
perfect
such.
storm of problems.
Oh my God. So excuse me, I know that I had money in my bank account to get gas. I knew I needed gas to get to Macy's house so then we can leave. So I'm doing my thing. I'm buzzing. Things are actually on my end going pretty smooth up until this point. Like I'm getting my clothes washed that I need to take and shutting the house down and all of that. And I go to the gas station to get gas and I go to pay for it and boom, declined. I'm like, okay, I literally just checked this. I have enough to get to Macy's house. So I go to my car and I look, and that day, and I mean like maybe 5 minutes after I left to go to the gas station, I get hit with a charge that takes me negative in my bank account. Because, and might I mention that the only reason I am at that point is because we had money coming in, normal, normal payday stuff. But you know how paydays will, if there's a holiday, it'll skip the holiday. So it's like you have to wait an extra day.
Yeah, but this skipped the holiday and then had another holiday. Like
it was like a full week and a half of waiting.
But we didn't get paid for a long time.
And so like I was kind of like, I'm just living on reserves, you know? Yeah. And I had this money. I had about $20 in my account to fuck. I was like sick. You know what I got? I got enough money to put a little bit of gas, enough to get to Macy's, and I can get me a fucking road drink, and I can bolt out of here and let's go. And I got declined. So I check it, negative, I don't know, something stupid. So I go to our business PayPal, I think was the first one. And I was like, I send it over, but I send it to, I don't know if I told you this part though, dude. I did Zelle, and with Zelle you can type in the phone number, and the first person I sent it to was it auto-corrected the phone number, and it was just the wrong number, just entirely the wrong number.
Great.
Did I tell you that part?
No.
So I call the bank and I call Zelle and I call everybody and I'm just like, oh, I sent this money to the wrong person. Can you cancel it? So finally they cancel it. And I straight asked them, I said, can I do this again or is it going to cause problems? They said, nope, it's not going to cause any problems. It basically didn't even go through our system. It just sort of popped up and we killed it right away. Like it had no effect whatsoever. And I'm like, cool. So I tried to send it to my phone number. Nope. Decides not to work. Declined. I'm like, okay, fuck. So what happened after that? I know that we tried another. Y'all individually tried to PayPal me. You tried to Zelle me.
It was like all of your platforms were the Spider-Man meme of them all pointing at each other, and they all like shut each other down out of suspicion.
Yeah. It was
weird.
Was shutting down. Everything was shutting down, and I didn't. The only card I had on me, was the card that was withdrawn, and this was just not fucking working. So I was like, I'm going to go into Walmart and I'm going to buy a gift card, because I have the tap to pay on my phone, which of course the gas station didn't take, right? And the whole time I'm looking at this gas just dwindling, going, fuck. And I go inside and I'm like, I'm going to buy this gift card. So I loaded up the gift card with $20 and I go to tap to pay and it's like, nah. And it's like my savings, that I'm trying to use here. For no reason. I still haven't figured out what was wrong. I've used it since, but that day
it was fucking Mercury, bro. I'm mean.
So that's when I call Macy. And at this point, like everyone there, 3 of y'all.
We're eating Stouffer's chicken lasagna around the counter.
Great time.
We're really cozy. We're loaded up. All we've got to do is chill.
I feel like it's like, that TikTok sound that's going around and it's like the calm part. And it's like, y'all are sitting around all cozy and it's like, I'm spinning like a ballerina. And then it cuts to me. I'm running around. It's like, put them in a dungeon under. So at this point I call Mace and I'm like, yo, hey, can you just give me the card number? I'll put it in my tap to pay. Hopefully that'll work. She did it. Didn't I test it? I bought like a Coke or something to test it.
I don't remember, but yeah, there was a test and then it was successful.
It failed once more because there was suspicion, so we had to go through.
You were so sus.
I was so sus. I don't even fucking blame my accounts for shutting everything down because it looked like somebody was clawing at my accounts.
Honestly, anything they could do, just please, just anything.
I was ready to like set up a little chair outside the Walmart and be like, foot massage for $5, you know. But finally, we got it worked out, and I zoomed down to Canton. And I come into the house, Macy's place, and everything's quiet. Everyone's gone to bed. Apparently had just gone to bed.
I had gone to bed, right? I just couldn't. I think it was like 10:30, and we were
so
getting
early.
up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
and so I was like, I've got to go to bed, but I want.
And so the house is quiet, and Macy's in her bedroom. Lyra is in the living room next to where I am to sleep, and then there's another room that Liz is in. And she's sleeping in. So that's kind of the situation. And I get there and Lyra's like still awake. So we say hi, but she kind of goes to sleep. She goes to sleep after a while. And I'm laying there and I'm trying to calm down from the thing. And I'm not used to going to sleep at like 10 o'clock at night anyway. So I'm just sort of like, okay, come on, sleep. Take me, please. God, take me.
Yeah, you're also still like super wired up from
I'm super
trauma.
Adrenaline. And I hear Macy, what I thought was Macy, walk to the bathroom in the hallway, and then and I just assumed it was you for some reason, I guess because I heard it out of that part of the house. And when Macy, in quotes, opens the door and starts walking back to her room, I turned my head and in like the deepest, grossest voice I could muster, I just said, "Get the fuck out of here." And then I lift my head and I look, and it's sweet, sweet little Liz standing there.
Oh God! And I could just see her. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
She did. She just kind of went, "Oh," and I said, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you were Macy." I'm so sorry. I thought you were Macy, and she's just kind of like, "Okay, good night."
Yeah, okay. It's like that meme, you know, when they're like, "Okay, Grandma, let's put you back to bed."
That was me. I was Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
But that became one of the catchphrases of the week.
Get over it. So then it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm awake since midnight. I didn't sleep at all. I lay in my bed wired with restless leg syndrome, unable to sleep.
Did you not at any point hear a voice go, "Get the fuck out of here"? I'm so sorry.
I guess it's the one time I nodded off because the universe is a cruel bitch. But I was basically awake and I just watched it tick closer to 3:30. And I actually think I rolled out of bed by 3 and got like a little head start brushing my teeth because I was like packing all that shit as I was using it and, you know, getting it ready, and got up. And I was so fucking wired. I was wired then. And we loaded up so tidily, so nice. We were like rocking out of the house. I feel like I remember looking, it was like 4:18 or something like that in the morning. Like we were ready. I was satisfied.
Yeah. Well, we all did. I feel like we all woke up like kind of ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and might I mention that Liz and Macy are like resident trip dads, you know, so I feel like y'all had everything really taken care of.
Oh yeah. We had a schedule,
right? Which is to not discount, you know, listen, I'll discount myself all day long, but I'm not discounting Lyra at all. I just feel like y'all make a point to take care of all the goddamn details.
Yeah, well,
you know?
Yes, I feel like mine came from an awareness of that some of us in the car sometimes have time blindness. And I wasn't going to allow that to throw us
but we all
off
did
of
it.
our
We all
trajectory.
Did it.
I know.
We all did it. We were all up. We were all in the car.
It was great.
And, yeah, it was wonderful. And I believe that's when we first... there was a lot of projects that were sort of stopped and started on this trip. And one of mine personally was I was going to post funny things that somebody said the entire time, but I ended up only doing it twice, which I think it makes me look really unhinged. But the first one was, the first one was Macy, as she exited on to the highway for the first time, just kind of with passion exploded and said, would you say, I'm so hard, we're gonna get there before 2:00, or like, we're gonna get there before something. That makes me so hard.
I became that, like the moment my car door shut to pull out of the driveway, I became someone else.
As you do that when you drive, I've noticed.
Yeah. I take driving very seriously. I don't drive distracted. Like I would put both hands on the wheel, like not 10 and 2, like I move them around because I'm not like 100% lame, just like mostly. But like I take it, I become the fucking road. And I've never been able to sink into it, like into an oblivion of that much road before.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. I think it would make me tunnel into a strange place.
All right. So we're leaving. It's 4 something in the morning.
Yeah. So another project that didn't get started, or that like didn't, because I became the road, was Edward. Edward did though ride every single mile with us.
Yes,
Edward came with us. But I forgot to take pictures of him the whole time. Literally the whole time. I think I got one of him pumping the gas in the car.
Yeah. Which is even funnier.
He set us up. He set us up to go. But he was with us. We took a picture with Edward with the sign. So he was in 2 pictures when we actually finally fucking got there. We listened to a sweet ass playlist that we made, like that mixtape playlist that rocked us all the way up through, like, man, almost to Memphis. Like we got pretty far with that. It took us a long way.
Yeah. We were doing the thing where you can add the song into the queue, like into the shuffle. So we got pretty fresh. We got pretty fresh tracks, you know, as you're sitting there and you're listening to something, you're like, this reminds me of this song.
Put that on there. Yeah.
And it was quite eclectic. It was an eclectic mix. I was happy with it.
No rules.
There
were no rules. We stopped about every 2 or so hours. Like the hours before the sun rose blipped by. Like I feel like the sun rose and we were in Little Rock and it was just like, oh shit. You know, or like coming up on it, and they just completely flew by. And then it was some fucking hot chicken time, bro.
Oh God. So our parents, listen here. Our parents for a time in their life lived in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. Several times actually, I think, like different times. And my dad is a fan of the, you know, like the hot chicken.
The Nashville hot chicken.
That's become quite trendy, you know, to have a Nashville hot. I will say the only place I'd ever had anything flavored Nashville hot style was at a little restaurant called Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Where they are very proud of their like 29-degree beer or whatever. So that was my experience with Nashville hot, and Dad, in his very enthusiastic, you know, way, because he was the same way about Crystal's Burgers. I remember growing up, but like if he likes something, he fucking likes something. So he was like, y'all gotta go to Hattie B's. You gotta go to Hattie B's and get that fried fucking chicken Nashville hot. And I was like, yeah, it's happening. So I kind of relayed that enthusiasm to the troop, our party. I was like, listen, I don't care what we do, but we're stopping. We're having fucking
and there was
Nashville
like
hot chicken.
No resistance. And it was great. Like, because here's the thing, it was beautiful. It was meant to be, because we were passing through Nashville like right at like 5 p.m. Or like it was kind of an early dinner, but like we didn't actually stop and eat anything that day. We ate from the food that we brought. Like we had a cooler and we had like some stuff, so we didn't eat like dog shit all the way up to the spiritual retreat. And we could get there still somewhat clean on the insides. And so
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway, and so we were hungry. And so it was like, it worked out. We were able to stop right on the way and get some dinner. And we ate on the porch. It was this really, really cute little like
Oh, it was really
location
nice.
it was super cute. And we ate outside. Oh my God.
We also got to kind of listen into the table behind us, which was like a group full. It was almost, this wasn't Sunday, was it?
No, this was Tuesday.
Tuesday. They just had an after church kind of vibe, I guess. And so we got to kind of listen in to them. At least I was, because I'm a listener. I can't help it.
You are a listener. I always think of you, and you posted it like 5 years ago, but it was that meme that you posted with that weird creepy skin thing that's like turning around upside down with its handwrites here when it's like when I hear my name, or like if I hear, it's like a super eavesdropping picture, and it's I think of you like that all the time.
It was a Sims 2 baby with its head glitched to the side. Yeah.
It's just like, you do that. I love it. So we got to truck on, because we got to get to fucking Cookeville, Tennessee. Okay.
We got to go.
We got to get there. We got 2 more goddamn hours. And by this point we had driven 10 hours or so.
Well, at this point, I also want to say, when you reach the last 2 hours of a road trip, something happens. The space-time continuum really just stretches out. Like, you really fully go into a black hole. Yeah. And just, you drive and drive and drive, but there is no progress made.
No, it's far and away the worst. It was miserable, and I actually mentioned that on the way back too. Like, I don't even have a memory of it. And so we get to Cookeville, and Mercury's big time in retrograde, because we rock up on a Holiday Inn Express, and they're like, we literally can't rent you a room. All our shit's down. Like, everything's down. It's all ruined. We can't get anywhere.
What do they say in Vacation? They're like, closed for
closed for cleaning. So
sorry, folks.
It was just like, there was a Country Inn and Suites around the corner. We was like, fuck it. And so we go in there and get a room. And it was very interesting what happened that first night, because everybody fractioned, but like not in an angry way. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah, everybody kind of just did their own thing.
Yeah, like I immediately was like, I'm taking a shower. Lyra was like, I'm going to go run on the treadmill just because, and then like you and Liz were like, I'm going to go to the pool. And it was like, boom. Yeah. And so I got to take the longest shower. Oh my gosh. I had driven 12 hours. I needed that shower so bad.
Yeah. And I know that we were eager to get the wiggles out, and that pool was really nice. Liz and I had very nice conversations, and also we were the only ones out there.
Yeah.
In this pool. So, as we just kind of got the wiggles out in the pool, it was very nice. Yeah, I forgot about that. We did go our own ways, and then proceeded to have the most restless sleep in the world.
Shit sleep. Didn't sleep at all. I literally didn't sleep at all. But do you remember, okay, so do you remember the disappointment of your necklace that you made?
No, don't remind me. Macy bought these beads with like cute, like almost like a kid's set of like make your own necklace kind of beads. And they had like bright colors, and they were fun. They had letters, and we were going to make necklaces that, said things. God damn it. God, I can't even. Macy made this choker that you still have.
I do.
It's still, I noticed you were wearing it in the live yesterday.
I had to tighten it.
Yeah, it did get a little saggy really over time. But I made me a choker that I thought was great. It had my favorite like little color combo. It was like orange and pink, and then right up front it just said "Daddy." Mm-hmm. And I was going to wear it. It was going to be great. It was going to be cute. And I went to show Macy, and like in this exaggerated flourish of a movement, I wasn't holding the end very well, and it wasn't tied off. And I sat there the whole time I was making that necklace. I should tie this off. But I didn't. And I put it up to my neck, and it immediately just spilled beads everywhere.
I watched it happen before my eyes.
The most heartbreaking thing in the entire world. I'm still sad about it. Like, I'm still upset.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude. And there was no way. At that point, I was like, I'm not starting over.
It was immediately, the light left your eyes.
Yeah, I knew there was no more second chances.
No. No.
Oh.
Do you remember how MTV was on and it was like MTV?
Oh, yeah, it was like old MTV. They were doing a throwback. There was
Yeah, it was
Nelly.
just
You
like,
remember there was Nelly?
dude, that's what it was. It was country grammar when we flipped it on. That was what made
Shit.
that's what hooked us.
Huh. Wow.
Interesting. And yeah, we
Yeah.
did. You and I did not sleep, for sure. And so then it was perfect because it was time to get up again at 3:30 in the morning again and back on the goddamn road, our mistress, the road.
Yes. But we were refreshed. We had a little bit of a break. We got some coffee, and we were once again on the stretch. Now we were taking off from what town? It was Tennessee, yeah?
Cookeville, Tennessee, and y'all motherfuckers slept the whole goddamn morning. And because I remember we got in the car and we were still
in the car.
Yes, the second day.
Yeah.
And it was honestly though, like I didn't hate it because it was still kind of dark, but you could see the blue coming up behind. And this is when we were entering into East Tennessee, which was some of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, the Smoky Mountains area. And like it was like kind of that blue contrast. And then like we were driving in the area where like I didn't know that there were nuclear power plants out there. And they're set. That
really blew your bird.
Because it was beautiful. Like because I was like settled in. It was quiet and it was dark. And I had like bluegrass playing because everybody was asleep. And I was just driving through and saw these lights and I couldn't quite make out because it was still too dark to quite see what the white objects were. And you couldn't like see a plant or anything. It was just like the big tall things. And the closer I got, it was just like they set it perfectly into these hills. It was beautiful. And I was just like, oh my God, it just blew my mind. So it was like, okay. But like at the same time, I was just like, I don't even know if I could be dozing over here. This is not safety protocol.
Yeah, I know. And that is, I was in the passenger seat, like the up. So that was kind of my responsibility to be up. And I feel like I fought it. I tried to kind of, I don't know, talk, just be, and then I was just like, I gotta go.
I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here. I did hear towards the end of the doze, you and Liz having some conversations. So
yeah,
I rested easy at that point.
Yeah, that was when we were in West Virginia. And no, we were rocking up towards the top of Virginia at that point.
All right.
Yeah, and I think that was at like 2 in the afternoon or something like that. It was that was such a long day. It was beautiful though. But no unnecessary stops. Like that second day, I really settled into my role, except when y'all demanded we stop 10 minutes. 10 minutes before we get there. I've driven 24 calendar hours, but no, we got to stop 10 minutes before we get there, dude. The thoughts I thought about every one of you in that moment.
I know. Don't worry. They were returned.
I know it. I was so mad. I thought I was going to blow up.
The fucking end of the trip, and I forgot like if it was like need to pee situation or like what happened, whatever. But like there was
y'all probably just wanted some fucking mercy, but like it waited until the last 10 minutes. Yeah. And so because it was like we could like freshen up a little bit or whatever, and it's just like fucking fine. And so we pull in, and then for a little bit I protested and didn't do anything, but then I like did take off my I didn't put a new shirt on. I just took my shirt off and was like, fine.
Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna wear this.
I'm gonna do less. But we got there and it was fine and it was good, and there was pizza and there was people, and we rocked up after taking a picture with the sign and we're fucking there at Camp Anahata.
Well, and I would just want to say how strange it was because the scenery, you kind of get used to. And plus, coming up from Texas all the way up, our scenery changed like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, pretty
flat Texas, and then then there was hills, and then Smoky Mountains, and then it's like this like foresty Pennsylvania area. So I didn't really get like a familiar vibe until we were rocking up over that hill.
Yeah.
and you look down and you see the mess hall or the cafeteria,
Yeah.
and you see all the familiar buildings. And it was so weird because I've never in my life really had an experience like that. Again, it's like that summer camp feeling of coming back and seeing all the things that you're used to. And I guess I just have not had that in such a long time. The closest thing I could think of is like maybe the first day of school. But for me, that always came with like a sense of dread and like, I hate this. I don't want to be here.
Right.
So like, that's not what I had. This was it was just like a return. And it was so, it was almost surreal. I kind of had to compartmentalize in that moment.
Yeah,
Like,
it was wild, especially since we knew that there were people waiting for us. Like that, like we were excited to see, our camp friends were waiting for
camp
us.
Friends. Yeah.
And
camp
that
friends are going to be there.
A warm and fuzzy experience that I never really experienced before. And we walked right in and there was good ass fucking pizza and we just sat down and I had to not until I feel like the middle of the next day to like relax, but it did start. It started then and I was like, okay, we fucking did it. We did it. Yeah.
And to me, I felt almost bad because when we're saying hello to everyone, we were so road weary.
Oh, and haggard.
Haggard and just kind of like, I don't want to say all we wanted to do was rest because like at that point I wanted to go see the river again. I wanted to see the campgrounds again. Like I wanted to see the things again. And I kind of got a little bit of a second wind, but at the same time, my body wasn't having it.
Yes.
So I feel like it was a very kind of like, hi, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you again. And while I meant that, my insides were like, I wanted to be more like, yeah, dude,
exactly.
Let's go. But I did not have that in me. And then we decided on our sleeping arrangements. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can. It was fun how it turned out.
It was fun, Ho.
That's your new name. Don't you remember? I've called you that forever.
Ho. So there were 4 of us this year, where last year there were 3. And we got the same area that we slept in last year. But this year there were 3 beds and we were like, what do we do? So y'all worked a lot trying to get another bed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we did. Like it was a whole experience, but
it did not work out.
No.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't know how they got the beds in. I guess they built
them in the rooms,
but couldn't figure it out. So we eventually decided that y'all 3, Macy, Lyra, and Liz, were going to be in the original room. And I was going to be right across the hall with Kimothy. PSA, Mama Kim.
I'm glad that she liked that, because when I told that to her, I couldn't tell if she did, but it seems like she does. So I'm glad.
What, the name or me being in the room?
Kimothy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, I believe she prefers Kimothy to Mama Kim, which we should have probably at least asked her about in the beginning, but we didn't. But here we are now.
Here we are. She's
years later. So I was going to stay across the hall with Kimothy, and eventually, not while we were there, but eventually, one Corey B. Yes, that Corey B. No, what was it? The Corey.
The Corey B.
Yeah, and a as of this moment, a mystery third roommate. So I went over and set up, and I have no idea really what went on in y'all's room basically the whole time.
It was a pretty chill room for the most part. It was it was an all business room. Like I was in and out when I needed something, and I was in there to sleep and shower, and that was it. Like I was pretty efficient in my uses for as much as I am in my normal home, in my normal day to day. Yeah.
You don't spend much time in the bedroom.
Yeah, my room.
Unless it's for the sleep.
The sleep. My so it was cozy though. I had a mattress this year, which was
had a real mattress,
like an actual fucking mattress, and it was so nice. It was like in My Cousin Vinny, like when he goes to prison. Like I had slept collectively like 2 hours in the past 48, and I had driven 24 of those 48 hours. I slept, and it was just like a little twin size bed in a dormitory. Like I departed. I fucking left. Like it was.
I know. I did
blissful.
That first night as well. I quite just evaporated. And our room was one of many laughs, many much laughter. Hilarious. Our room, it had that sleepover vibe, when it's like you need to go to sleep, but then somebody will say something funny and
y'all start giggling. Yeah.
But I warned everyone off the top of the bat that I am a snorer.
Yeah.
And I will try my best to stay on my side and on my stomach because I can sleep that way. However, I'm naturally a back sleeper, and that just exacerbates the problem, right? This will come into play several times later. But eventually, Corey B showed up at, God, I want to say like midnight.
It was
something. It was late.
It was pretty late. Like, I remember I was already asleep.
Yeah, y'all were in bed already. And Kim, ever the Taurus, had him bring a lamp to have a more comfortable. Dude, we were talking about this about Kim kind of on the way home. We were like, she's the most Taurus.
Absolutely.
Because when she decides to like stay, like nest in a place, it will be a goddamn blessing.
Very comfortable.
To stay
yeah.
in the same place. Yeah. So, she didn't like the big light. So Corey brought in a lamp. And so we had very nice lamp light the entire time. And there was, Corey brought this badass coffee.
Yeah. I tapped into that homemade cold brew a few times.
There was only, and I felt really bad. There was only one chance that I drank it, and I drank so little of it because I had an energy drink that somebody gave me, and I had a cup of like the regular camp coffee, and then like cold brew is so dangerous that I was like, I'm going to take 4 sips of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's all I got in me. Yeah. But it was delicious. It was pumpkin.
So then we had Thursday. Thursday was the day. Thursday was start day. Thursday was the real, true official day. Yeah. And there were like people already lined up at the desk, and it was already happening. Had some of that coffee. Had some of that coffee, bro. I wandered down, and actually Coco and me had like a nice little ceremony down by the river, just like time and that early that morning when it was still quiet and people were really arriving. People, I started noticing bracelets quickly,
quickly,
very quickly. And it was just like that first day was pretty chill. There was lunch in the cafeteria. I remember I went and did a meditation, which I have a story about that. That's pretty gross.
Was it a class meditation?
Yeah. And so I went and did this meditation, and it was a lovely meditation. And I can't, I'm already starting to try to block it out because I went to 2 different ones. I went to just like a standard meditation, and then I went to a like sound one, Yes. And I don't remember which one this happened. I think it was the sound cleansing one, but I don't remember. Anyway, none of this matters. I'm saying this now. At some point during this meditation, I moved it away or something. There was a big, thick monster fucking grub worm that had waddled its way onto my yoga mat. Yeah. And so I leaned up to get up and just looked down and just smeared all over my mat and just under my arm. It's just an explosion of grub worm. And I just looked down at it and I was just, okay. All right.
Wonderful.
It was gross, dude. It was so nasty.
In relation, this is not quite, this is way skipping in the future, but during your yoga class that I was taking, there was a point, because I didn't have a yoga mat. I was like, I started that class, I was like, I'm going to connect to the earth. And I left that class like, gee, I wish I had a yoga mat. But at some point I went and I put my hands out and I'm getting comfortable and I feel like something gross and wet. And I was like, ugh, snatched my hand back and I turned, I look, and there's the fattest fucking slug I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, ah! Yes. I felt very much like the the TikTok of what is Stanley Tucci that we put on Facebook.
Yes, when he was just him reacting to bugs the whole time.
Shots. Nature. I felt like that, yeah.
So Thursday wound down and it was really nice. There was a lot of people, just hellos again, seeing people that were flying in, that were making it in on Thursday. And then there was 2 Geminis and a Leo show. 3 Geminis. Where we learned via some very intense detective work.
Are we Are we jumping in with this?
I think we have to.
Okay.
See, Rachel of Anahata's Purpose did the deep dive in to investigate who is Mrs. Cornelius Beekman. Who is it? And I think, and as do most people who were in that room, think that she figured it out. I really do, and I think she got, and we saw the spirit itself come out of her when she conveyed that information via a trifold poster board.
There was it was like, the science fair.
Yes.
You get one of those big and I just want to say briefly that you and I, we've looked into her in the past.
Yes, she went a direction I never even fucking considered.
Also, so far and away with anything, like she contacted
historical
societies and stuff. But continue on. Yeah, this is during the Two Geminis and a Leo podcast, and then they kind of ended with this a presentation from the cult leader herself, Rachel. By the way, y'all guys, listen to Two Geminis and a Leo podcast. They were fucking hilarious. And we stole a bit from them for our podcast.
We did. They were a really good, really, really, really good time. And so basically it seems that she might actually be the daughter of said Cornelius Beekman. And her name is Caroline Beekman. And she is Miss Caroline Beekman.
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie, if you seemingly are in the know. But it was an amazing revelation. It was so fun. It was so much fun.
There was so many things that she brought that. Okay. So I also want to say that as she was giving her presentation, directly behind me, there was somebody who, and I forget the title. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
They are a historian.
Yeah.
They are, and they corroborated some things. Like there were some things that Rachel said that I didn't know, because things worked differently back then, and so when she says her name is Mrs. Cornelius Beekman, it's MRS, like Mrs. I was like, oh, she has to be the wife.
Yeah.
And we've always joked, we're like, of course she's the wife of, because she doesn't get her own name. But apparently it was not uncommon for an unmarried lady to write a book under her father's surname with a Mrs. attached to it. There was just so many things that at first I was like, I felt like the kombucha girl meme. Like at first I was like, no, that doesn't sound good. Maybe, and it completely turned on my ass. But Rachel's enthusiasm
it was a hot crowd.
Commitment.
Everybody was in it. It was amazing. I feel we were buzzing with the information of being like, we got you, bitch. Your name is Caroline.
Yeah. And we figured some things out with her. She might have been having a little hot to trot affair with, what is it? The OG, Wells. Who is it?
Wells Fargo
guy?
Yeah. So there's all kinds of spice maybe going on.
And I just want to say, we have procured the videotaping, the video moving picture of this presentation. And we are going to slap it up on the Facebook, courtesy of Two Geminis and a Leo podcast. So if you want to see some information about the beak that I'm sure will be canon from now on, make your way over there and we'll pin it. We'll do something with it.
We'll do something with it.
It'll be there, maybe. Or not. We'll forget about it.
So if we rock up on Friday, that was the live day. And Friday was a big day for us. There. It was really lots of people, like most people who were listeners of the show, if they were going to be coming in, they were coming in by then for sure.
Yes.
And we just kind of knew that the show was coming. I think the show started at 1:30. And so there was just kind of that to get ready for. And it was on the big stage, which was interesting.
Yeah, I was fully expecting to be in the chapel room that we were in last year, which is, by the way, fucking lit. Still love it. However, we were on the main stage, dude. We were main stage performers. Does that rock your shit?
It was wild. And like we had like loud ass mics and like
Yeah.
two dudes who made us sound good knew what we were doing when I was like, I don't know what a condenser mic is, even though I do this for a living. I don't
but they
know anything.
Yeah, exactly. But they told us what to do, and they basically just were like, sit here.
Yeah, we'll just don't touch this. And I kept subconsciously moving my mic, and he was like, please stop.
He was at one point. He was like, "Did you
move this?" And I was like,
yeah. I was like, "Oh, sorry." It's like, yeah, it is kind of weird when you're so used to speaking into a microphone to not just kind of reach out and adjust it every now and again.
Yeah, I do it every time I change position. So it's like it's close to me still, and like I forget that when you're performing like that and you're doing like projecting, you can't just dick around and move the shit all the time.
But our live show started at 1:30, and this was a hot day, you guys.
It was a hot day with no clouds.
It was a hot day. Yeah, with no cover. We made a joke at the beginning about like, oh, y'all are going to burn. But apparently one or two beans did actually end up seeking out the medical tent for some heat exhaustion.
Yeah, so, dedicated. Wow.
Yeah. I want to say, you guys don't, it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it. But like big time love. Like they have the best medical team there.
Oh my God,
they are so incredible. You can go up to them for anything. And they are always, I don't know how he is everywhere. He's everywhere.
Yes, all the way, all the time. Yeah, yeah, and so is she. It's aren't they a brother and sister?
Yeah, they're brother and sister, and they are just really, really amazing at what they do. And so it was always a comfort just to look and see them. And there was always people there, whether they just needed like some asprin or anything like that, or Band-Aids. Like I know a couple of people got some scrapes like by the river and whatnot, and just he was always there, and it was they're just the best. I love them.
And I know that she, and I'm sorry to just say he and she, I don't remember the names. There's a lot of people, and I'm already bad with names in the first place. However, she was always greeting people like by name.
That's amazing. That's such a beautiful
As somebody,
skill.
I can't do it because I'll see your face, but how do you greet someone by their face?
Yeah.
But anyway, hold on. Let me bring my little calendar back up. Yeah, so we started at 1:30, and what were some of your highlights from the show?
Man, that Mad Lib was fucking weird. That was just memorable to navigate as the deliverer, just being like, right, okay.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Yeah, some regrettable choices were made, but hey, it was in the cards. You guys, y'all listeners out there, y'all everybody who showed up for the show, y'all were throwing out the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Dude, it was so fun just to have weird words screamed at you.
Was it somebody just said taint?
I want to know whose word that was. It's such a mystery, but it was delivered somehow with such coolness. The bean zine was super cute. I loved that. The AI story and the MASH, dude. The MASH was really fun with you being Chris Angel's fluffer.
Yeah,
and spouse.
Cool. Yeah, and spouse. Work with your, why not? There was somebody, I don't know, we never know if people are going to be okay with us like saying their name. So we won't until we receive. But a bean did make the bean zine and pass them out to people. And it was beautiful. First of all, it was covered in like their own like art that they did. And they included an AI story, what else?
Yeah, I think we said it was Katie in the live.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Katie. Okay, then y'all know. Anyway, and the AI story was one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Because of the way that AI works, it somehow doesn't make sense, but makes sense at the same time.
It really did make a lot, the 8 paragraphs.
Of talking, but no resolution. My personal favorite moment that I have thought of very much, and it kind of gives me the same vibe as like, Macy, look at my necklace, and then my necklace explodes. It's when we were throwing out
my God, Lord!
Timothy made these beautiful little bracelets with like beans that like she made, like little cutouts of beans, and we wanted to like kind of chunk those from the stage at random intervals, but we severely misjudged the amount of beans that showed up for the show. Thank you, by the way. Also, just the distance from the
Yeah.
stage to the crowd. So they all just kind of went to like the same 4 people out front. And we were just like, pass them back, pass them back.
Yes.
Yeah. But Macy was the first one, I think, to try to throw a bracelet. And she picks it up, and it's so light. It's a very delicate
It just wound up
thing.
sticking to my hand and then falling when the momentum stopped.
But she full launched her hand like she was Alice throwing that fucking softball.
Yeah.
And she just went from her chest, from her titties, she went, launch! And it just fell
went
2
down
inches.
into the laptop that was right in front of us.
It was the fun. And I'm not sure how well y'all could see that from out there, but it was
a real failure.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. That has got to be maybe my highlight from the whole show.
So after the show, we wrapped up. Y'all, it closed out with some song, which was nice. Loved it. You strutted around the front of the stage in true Leo form when I was doing your mash life.
Well, I wasn't only trying to get eyes on my sick ass.
It was a sweet ass jumper. I'm honored to have been present when you bought it.
Well, you also are the one I think that found it. So you take that.
Oh.
But I think you did. I think you pulled it out and you were like,
you're right. I remember pulling it out. And I'm like, whoa.
But I was also trying to toss out some of the bracelets as well. But listen, I'll take that. I'll take all the love the outfit got.
Mm-hmm. It did.
I'm sorry. Wow. I just looked into full Leo there. I just heard the word Leo come out of your mouth and I was like, it's time.
Yeah, I like how you started it off where you were like, nah, okay. And then it ended with you just being like, I'll take everything you'll give me.
I was like, well, no, Macy, I wasn't just being a Leo. I was like trying to do something, but let's hear a little commotion for the dress,
So the show ends and it concludes. And then after we go have a little bit of a river sit to go cool off. We were nice and cool. We were shaded by the stage. I wanted to highlight, other than the music, which was so fucking good. It was really, 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 really good. That beef jerky and those caramels. I'm bad with names, guys. I can see your faces and I can see you handing me these treasures because I've not stopped thinking about those miso caramels and I've not stopped thinking about that homemade beef jerky. It was bliss.
The caramels that they put, was it cayenne? I think a little.
Yeah, they were the kind of spicy ones.
Was life altering for me. I have told so many people about those, and truthfully, please, if you feel like it, could you reach out? Could I buy some of those?
I would love those miso caramels. Like I've thought about them more than I should. They
and
really
that beef fucking jerky
changed
bro.
Me. Yeah.
Which can we? I want to say something, and I don't want this to be inflammatory because this is not coming from a place of hate. Please, truly, when you come down to the South, make fun of us all you want. However, we did have a moment where we were kind of like talking about food in another part of the trip that we will get to. But we were talking about how up north there seems to be a lack of spiciness. I'm not saying a lack of spice or a lack of flavor.
Right.
Spiciness
as in like peppers, like capsaicin.
Yes. And this beef jerky that they made was like a black pepper.
Black peppered. Yeah.
Yes. To which I think we had a little discussion with some of you guys down there. Some of you guys, and admittedly, I believe from your own mouths, we're like, I'm from the north. I can't. This is spicy.
It was spicy. It made me feel kind of good about my own ability because I'm not like a super spice tolerant person. But I was like, you know what? I might be a little bit more stout than I thought because it's amazing how there was a few that were like, it's spicy, and I don't think of black pepper as being spicy.
Mm-hmm. Look at that Texan coming out in
yeah.
Oh my goodness. But that was a fun time. Everybody brought snacks. There was a whole picnic table.
Yeah,
people
just
were just
lined,
chunking snacks on, and everybody was sharing, and it was just such a great time to mingle. Truly, to kind of to meet, because so many times you would just be talking to somebody, and then you'd look down and you'd see the bean bracelet. You'd be like, hey, dude, I didn't even, hi.
That was the first night, and I heard before I saw, Breezy.
Oh my goodness.
I heard a laugh, and I whipped my head and made eye contact right at me. And I just like, we looked at each other, and I was like, fuck yeah. And my mom's like, yes, we're in it now. I was so excited. But yeah, I was like, it was just a social night.
I will also say that Breezy brought a friend this time, and who actually, and I won't, again, I need to probably contact them and be like, can I talk about, but I won't. I brought a friend who ended up being our mystery third roommate.
Mm-hmm.
And she ended up being the funniest fucking person, dude. The funniest fucking person. Also, like an opera singer?
But that's so,
Excuse me?
That's so amazing.
So no, it was a right joy. But yeah, I know what you mean, because one of the first things that I was talking to, now Breezy is a bean, a returning camp bean, and one of the first things we talked about was, she was like, I've been riding the high this whole past year of being called like the biggest theater kid, or like the most theater kid
energy. Yeah.
It's just so funny, because also in the live show, if you go and listen to it, you can very clearly hear Breezy at one point. I forget what she says, but you hear her yell something. You're like, that
I know that projection. I know that. Yeah. I can hear that voice. I love
also,
it.
At the bean fire, if somebody said something, like tried to make an announcement, Breezy was like, would you like that said loud? Like in a very nice way. She's like, do you want that said loud? Mm-hmm. And then like would just say it
she knows
with
how
her
to project.
chest.
And so I
love her.
I was not really long for the world that night, though. I mean, really, by about 10 p.m., I was weary. Like, I was about done. We'd had our show that day.
This is the night of the bonfire, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so, like, even by that, I forget. Like, yeah, we rocked up to the bonfire, and it was large. And I think by this time it was like 8:30 or so. And sat up there, and it was I would say probably 4 or 5 times bigger than it was last year. It was a big boy.
It was crazy big, intimidatingly so, because like obviously you would like to, bounce around and say hey to everybody. I talked to the and I'm definitely not going to say her name, but I talked to the sweetest person who was there, and they came by themselves, and you could just tell was maybe kind of shy, but ended up just being like the sweetest person. And I was like, do you want me to introduce you to Macy? And she was very much like, maybe in a minute. Like, this is enough for me right now.
And it was a lot.
It was a lot of people. And I kind of remember that, like, this is not who I am typically. I'm not the show up to a room full of 200 people, because there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I'm not show up to the room of 200 people and bounce around. That's not me. I've slowly like adapted to that and learned how to like kind of do that, and how to like go up to people you don't know and be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. So it kind of put me back in my like, well, to see this through eyes that aren't mine, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. And I kind of stayed on the outer rings just because there were so many rings,
it was all rings.
To penetrate
circles.
To the center was like, damn, this is like a big fucking thing. And all the while, like, it started, practical magic was just projected on a screen. And then once that ended, Monty Python and the Holy Grail was on the screen. It. And it was a wonderful time. There was a redo of Bohemian Rhapsody. There was a mixture of all kinds of different songs playing, and the fire dancers. We had, I think it was Deb and Katie fucking kicking ass with the fire.
Holy shit.
I couldn't handle it, man. So good.
Beyond, I don't even know how to say. First of all, fire dancing blows my dick every time anyway, because I don't understand it. I know that this is probably one of those things that you hear a lot, and it sounds like a total fucking noob plebeian being like, how do you not set your hair on fire? But how do you not set your hair on fire? And I don't mean like a little bit. I mean like all, like the whole, every hair on your body gone. But yeah, no, they just, they were amazing. And then, you know who you are, put fucking Robert Pattinson on, played a little ditty of his that shook me apparently in a way that was visible to them, because like my whole body seized and I just heard them laughing. Yeah, gosh, that was a night. It was a night,
and it was the same deal. I probably at about 10:30 or so, I was just kind of like, all right, and I'm ready to go, and now. And so I walked on back and went, it was like at Anahata's, when I decide to go to bed, I go to bed. And it's like, I went back into the room, laid in bed, That was it.
Yeah.
Done for the day. The story ends. No more for Friday.
However, before we move on officially, I do want to talk about the little picnic area that was set up where people brought
the swap.
the swap. Yeah, people brought like stickers or like tarot decks and stuff like that, and that you could just kind of take something, leave something, you know, and that was very nice. There was some I might have snagged a couple of stickers.
I walked out of there with an Ayurvedic cookbook.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, and some little cards that I wound up incorporating in my chakra class the next day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said that's what those were from. I enjoyed those quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm glad I have them. I've been flipping through them. They're nice.
But let's see, and I want to say here, while we're talking about it, in sort of the more magic-y class-focused part of this episode, I did not take as many classes as I thought I would this year.
I didn't either.
I took decidedly less classes than I took last year. And I feel very torn about that. Because here, I'm kind of looking at the schedule right now, and I'm like, I didn't take anything before the podcast because I wanted to make sure to like be ready.
Yeah, I was in the same mode to kind of be available.
Right. And then afterwards, I was like, I'm going to, go. Everybody was just sort of hanging out at the river. And on the first day, on Thursday, I did take the somatic self-healing class, which was very, very nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's not for lack of absolutely mind-blowing classes.
Just sometimes I'd be looking, I'd be like, I can go take this class that I wanted to take, or I could continue having this really spiritual moment by the river, or like whatever was going on, And I felt that was a lot of my inward work that I did was actually done on that Friday. Saturday I took classes. Sunday there were classes, and then I took that one class on Thursday. But Friday was truly like it was the show, and it was just sort of me taking it all in.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me too.
Before we slide into your yoga class, your first teachable, what am I trying to say? The first class you ever taught at Anahata is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I have something I can't quite figure out actually with one of my Blessed Be Magic pieces that happened today. So, I love my little mini studs, the little mini studs that have the Ankh and the Eye of Horus ones, and I'm not taking them out. I love them. So I took a bath the other day, right? And took this bath. Yes. And I was toweling my hair off. And when I did, the back of the stud kind of got caught, and it actually like pulled, because I don't press my studs very hard against my ears. I like kind of keep them loose because it's just uncomfortable. And so they're really not that hard to knock out. And so the towel like knocked it, and I heard the little metal tink in two places. And like, I had no clue where either of them were. They're tiny. And like, I was mid bath, and I was like, well, okay, there's nothing to be done here right now about this, But anyway, afterward, I looked everywhere and I couldn't find the piece. I found the back and I couldn't find the actual Eye of Horus anywhere. And so it's been missing for like 2 days. And today I was like, you know what? I'm going to look again for it. And it's sitting in the middle of the bathtub. Ooh. And that doesn't make sense.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because you heard it, right?
I heard it fall, not to mention it's so small. It would have drained. I know it would have. Like, it's a very heavily draining bathtub. And it's just sitting there in the middle. Not to mention, I would have felt it. It's a pokey son of a bitch. So, I mean, like, I'm very impressed.
What does it mean?
I don't know what it means, but here you go. It's there it is. But I'm very...
Could it perhaps be tied to you and it wanted to stay?
I mean, it's like,
I don't know.
I am very attached to them. And so, but anyway, it's just kind of, they do call them talismans, and it was like, it has that feel like it was not ready to be apart from me yet. And I do feel like we are a unit at this point.
You are one.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, wanted to open with that.
If you're not familiar with Blessed Be Magic by this point, come on, man. Blessed Be Magic creates minimalist talisman jewelry for witches to remind you of your magic.
things for everybody here, which is what I like so much about them. And the symbols that keep getting rolled out, like they expand so frequently, which is always fun when you are able to check regularly with a business, and like there's new collections and there's new things rolling
Yes.
out all the time.
Yes.
And it keeps it fresh and it keeps it interesting. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, because it's something that's so sweet, is the extras that the little sweet surprises that you get just in your shipping box that are little bonuses for you. I find to be so sweet. Dude, the little art, you get like a little, like a 4x6, like little, or 5x3, like the little postcard art print. And my sticker that I have, my giant holographic pentagram sticker, or pentacle sticker, it came from there and it's slapped on my water bottle, and I carry that bastard all around East Texas. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
And
every time.
up the coast, apparently.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always a sweet thing just to see, like, it's extra things, extra stickers, little sweet things. And
the packaging in
good
itself,
touch.
I love a packaging that is reusable, and the little boxes that your earrings and whatnot will come in. I love that, to keep herb packets in. I keep everything in like little boxes, which is, you can never have enough jars. You can never have enough envelopes. You can never have enough little boxes. There are new charms. Speaking of them expanding the collections, there's a kitty cat. There's a little kitty cat charm, like a little cat that's curled up, a little black cat by the window, on Halloween looking out at you getting your candy. That's the cat. There is a raven charm, which I think looks sick. There is a Merkaba. Am I saying that correctly?
Merkaba.
Feel like I never do.
That's okay.
There's a Merkaba charm, as well as my personal favorite and the one that I'm very excited about, the Lilith planet charm. There's also the Lilith sigil. We've got multiple Lilith representations.
If you're feeling it, or if you want to, I've seen quite a bit of love in little like purple boxes being posted in the coven, which is nice. If you're thinking about it, y'all get 15% off. It's nothing to sneeze at. That's a nice little discount there. 15% off if you use the code all caps, witch bitch, no spaces. And that is
Witch bitch.
And that's at blessedbemagic.com. So that is blessedbemagic with a K.com.
Don't forget, they also have the free Witches Daily Planner over there that is cute as hell. They got a fun, like, what kind of witch are you quiz. And then once you find out, you can search by your own personalized collection, whether you're a hedge witch or an eclectic witch, etc., etc. That is blessedbemagic with a K.com.
Alrighty. So let's talk about Saturday. It started really early for me because I needed
When did you get up?
5:30.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, and so I needed to finish my class out because it hadn't felt like I hadn't felt the spirit, and I hadn't, and so it was like started, but I hadn't finished it. So I wanted to get up and be sure it was finished and get it how I like it and all of that. And I did. And it went really, really nice. It was in the meditation garden area. It was at 8 a.m. You came to it at 8 a.m. I felt very loved.
I sure did. I sure did.
Yeah. And you didn't even have a mat. So you came at 8 a.m. to sit on the cold, wet ground. And I was touched. Yes. Quite a few people came. That was actually the biggest class I had taught. I don't know how many was there, but I would say probably 35 or so people, maybe.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah, maybe more. It was a good size class, and it was 90 minutes long, and I loved it. It was pretty tasty. It was a little chilly. I was a little chilly, but that's just me. It probably wasn't chilly to anybody else. But we moved throughout the chakras and we chanted some seed sounds and did some breath work and all of that. And it was super nice. It went by very, very quickly. And I actually kind of had to rush Shavasana because it was over. I ran over time.
That's all right. You had that 30 minutes at a cushion, right?
Yeah. And honestly, after that class, Saturday was my cat day. I was a big old lazy cat on Saturday. I ate a lot of cereal.
Oh, the cereal. Okay, we got to talk the cereal bar at some point.
Yeah, I ate a lot of cereal
Mm.
on Saturday and just allowed myself to exist. And it was wonderful. That was also the day that we did rhythmetrics, the drumming class, and we like posted up and we're like, we're getting that drum. And it was also right in the middle of the sun. And I felt like I was like, okay, I'm paying my dues here. I'm experiencing what they went through watching us as I cooked in the sun.
Yes, as you cooked, and it was very hot. I was there for like 5 seconds before everyone started thrusting sunscreen at everyone else, and I was very glad that you guys were more prepared. Thank you to everybody for the sunscreen, and somebody also give me aloe. Actually, I know exactly who it is. It's the sweetest little person in the whole world that was there. You know who you are, probably. They seem like they might not love attention, so I'm not going to go into it. But we did the trauma release rhythmetrics class.
It was really fun.
And it was the first time for me doing a rhythmetrics, because last year I swore I was going to do it after experiencing everybody get down on those drums. And it was a good time.
Yeah, and because you can hear it, like no matter where you are on the property, when that class is going on, you can hear it. And a lot of people will just come and sit and watch it because it's just really pleasant. I did that a lot on Saturday afternoon, like for the afternoon classes. There were 2 more sessions, and I just sat in the grass and listened to it. And it was when Primal Scream was going on up on the hill, and it chilled us to our bones. It was the Roe versus Rage Primal Scream, and I've never been shaken like through. Oh, it was chilling and also like empowering to listen to.
Yeah.
But it did kind of activate my fight or flight a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I that's the thing. When I heard it, I stopped in my track because I was planning on going, but that was the day when I referenced earlier. I was having a bit of a spiritual in the river. And I was just like, I'm all, because I went in with my fucking clothes, of course, but I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it. So as I was walking back, all soggy back to my room, the screams started coming from the woods, and it was, I forget, maybe it was Corey. I forget who I was walking with, but we just stopped and looked into the woods, and it did what it was supposed to do. It invoked that feeling. And it's just like, listening to it, I was like, that is powerful.
It was a lot. We were sitting right by the rhythmetrics drums because I wanted to go too, and I was so fucking exhausted. Just, I guess just from the exhaustion, because like we did have to be on, you know, a bit, and like not in a bad way. It's just like,
no, we constantly needed to kind of make sure that we were saying hi.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody wanted to say hi, because there's a lot of people who are very, you know, perhaps maybe, I hate to say this because it's just us, but like maybe nervous.
Yeah.
You know, or
and
shy,
so I
kind
of would like to try to find those eyes and like grant that permission, you know?
Right.
So I was just wiped out, and I remember it was time, and I was sitting in the grass, and I looked over at Teresa, and I was like, it was something along that I was just like, I don't think I can. Like I don't think I can. Like it was just like I was just so tired. I was so tired. Right. So I sat and got blasted by rhythmetrics drums. And what was so amazing is that the screams, which were like a good ways away, were louder than the drums I was right next to. Like it was overpowering them. And that was, and so it was great.
I could pick out different, it was weird because you hear people cheering like at a game and it all kind of blends together. But I could pick out different kinds of screams. Like I heard people who were just like yelling, and then there was like this shrill, like pure like anger scream, and then there was like fearful and like there were people that you could hear that was like almost sob screaming. Yeah. And it was just like, God damn it. And that's definitely one that I feel like if they do that again, I would like to attend, because I really wanted to, and I just made that decision. That's the only time that I kind of waffling on whether or not
the biggest one that I'm like, that was, and
maybe I should
I'm on the fence. It's like I was gentle to myself in that moment, but should I have been?
Yeah, right.
But anyway, the Saturday night was another one that, I mean, again, I was pretty wiped out. We sat and listened to the music that night, which was really good. We'll link them in the show notes. It was the harpist and the rapper, but it was really, really good live music, especially just to kind of sit and just vibe to. And then I remember that it was time for Lyra to go pack because her and Liz were leaving at like 4 a.m. to catch their plane because they
Right.
didn't drive back. And so I kind of just went up there to check, and I feel like I was kind of sleepy, and I feel like Teresa kind of knew though, and she was like, "Are you coming back?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I should be." And I actually like believed it at the time, and she was just like, "Okay,"
Okay.
And then like I got up there, and Lyra was packing, and I just sat in my bed and blacked out. Like it's just it immediately happened, and then I woke up Sunday morning by myself in that room.
Did you hear them leave or anything? Because that's
I
also
did hear
when
them leave.
I think that's when Corey left early on Monday like that, or like early in the night. And I think Corey left at like really early. And I remember just kind of hearing the shuffle. But you've also reminded me that was the night that they had those bomb ass, they had like a little stand put out for, sweet potato fries. Jesus, sorry.
Oh yeah, it was tacos and like put sweet potato fries.
And I went and I got some. And because of the retrograde and because of all the problems I've described earlier, there was not a way I could pay. Like I have PayPal, but like not everybody has PayPal. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing. So Teresa spotted me, and it just reminded me that I owed her money. So I just wrote her in all caps, "I owe you money."
Oh my god! So,
but yeah, I didn't forget. If you hear this, I didn't forget. I'm good for it. Send me your Venmo and send me your information.
So Sunday rolls around and it's raining.
Yeah.
And it's the day that everybody goes home. I had my rune class on Sunday. And
this is Sunday. I'm a day. Okay. I was a day ahead in my mind.
Yeah. Well, that was Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so we rock up on Sunday. People are starting to depart, but there's still quite a lot of people there. We had a little rainy breakfast, a rainy morning outside under the awning area.
Everything got moved inside.
Yeah.
Because of the rain.
Yeah.
I took Coco's Essence of Color class.
I did too. That was a nice class.
Yeah. I found out why I don't particularly love orange. So that was really exciting to work with.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good class. And I did not expect, I was thinking since the rune class was on a Sunday, I didn't expect that many people to show up. And a lot of people did. And that was an interesting thing. And I feel like I looked a bit bewildered to everybody until it was like showtime. But
I thought you did great.
Thank you.
I just knew you were worried about having enough.
That was my only concern because I made a craft for everybody, and it was kind of the whole. It was like central kind of. Well, it wasn't central, but it was nice to have. And there was like, I think I made 60, and almost there were enough, but also a few like second timers sacrificed theirs. So I think only like 3 or 4 like didn't get one. So I felt pretty good about it. But it was a really fun class. We got to hit tables and scream at the end, which I was happy we did. I haven't really
spoken to you about your class at all, either of them yet. But I want to kind of talk about my experience taking your class here in a minute.
Oh, okay, good. I don't remember much about teaching it. I had wonderful support to help me display my very crude rune poster that I made. But the sweetest soul helped me with that. And I can just like, seriously, you were the sweetest all week. You were the sweetest. Everything you did was the sweetest. I loved seeing you.
And that lemonade that you guys,
oh yeah, that lavender syrup, oh my gosh.
God.
And so it went by really fast. I liked teaching it, but it did blow me away how many people showed up. So I thank you to everybody who did.
It did go really quickly. Mm-hmm. It felt like it went really quickly, but that's the sign of an engaging class, I think, is not kind of sitting there going, okay, how much longer is this? Like, I thought it was really good. I felt very privileged to get to kind of sit up front.
Yeah, you were in a front row spot there.
I was front row spot. You had people. You had exhausted the seats in that room.
Yeah, there were people out on the floor.
Yeah, but I loved getting to do the chants and talking to people and just sort of being in a space that you like created and crafted and have managed was cool for me, because I know that you do that well. You've always been able to create space for something like that, or for people like that. And you've talked about it here on the podcast. Like you like to create space for people. And to see that kind of in that way, where it wasn't like specifically for like, me coming over to your place, or like a handful of people at your place, where it was more kind of a, there was a disconnection. Like this wasn't like a me and you thing. This was like you doing your thing, and to witness that was really cool. Same thing with the yoga class. I was very impressed.
Thank you.
I was very tired. I feel like I rolled in there kind of with very bleary eyes and stinking. And I know a couple of and I told you about this, but there were a couple of poses for the lower chakras that I struggle with. I'm not a root, sacral, solar plexus-y person. I'm the purple shit, right? Mm-hmm. And it was so weird, because like I remember you talked about like sometimes emotions can come up during these like unblocking, and I hadn't done a lot of work besides on my root. I worked pretty well on my root, so I feel like I got through the root part pretty good. But when it got to those other two, man, there were some poses that you did that I know I could do or have done before that I just flat didn't do. And I feel like I just kind of like looked around and like, I know like a few people kind of like, hey, try it this way, like tried to help me out. It was very sweet, but I was like, how do I tell you I'm having like a crisis right now? You also blew my mind with the taint to the ground.
Put the taint on the dirt, man. If you want to ground, connect that root, just put that taint on the ground.
Yeah. And you're the only person that's really said it as plainly as that. Because I've heard people say like, it might be located in the base of your spine, or right where you sit. And I've actually heard people say sits bones before, which
we got rocked straight out of the gate. Listen, it's your perineum. It's right there.
Here, put your taint on the ground.
You put your taint on the ground.
And that for me has changed a lot. That definitely helped me feel very connected. But yeah, I just thought you were very well spoken, and you projected well, and you had everything put together very nicely. And you did a wonderful job. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Also, I saw some of the most talented yoga people, yoga doers, I don't know what to say, that I've seen. There were some people doing some wild shit in that class.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, because you were giving very there were options for beginners or for people with mobility issues, stuff like that. But there were also some people who were just like, okay, I'm aware what this pose is, and I've done it 1,000 times. I'm going to do it to the nth degree. Yeah. I'm like, how? And I'm not, please don't take that as me.
No, it was neat. It was a broad mix of
impressive.
Broad mix of current practice, like where people were.
Especially as I'm just sitting there looking around, like playing with a blade of grass like a kid. Like, okay, what?
So I think one of my favorite moments of the whole retreat, and this is like of just in my mind a memory, because it couldn't have gone better if I had written it, was when it was pissing rain and I was able to catch a golf cart up to the closing ceremony, and we cleared that hill just as you were trudging your way up.
Yeah. It's like we came out, we crested the hill at the same time, and I saw you on your luxury limo. You got to take up the hill.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And so then it was closing ceremony. Everybody sat in a circle and read the sweet little Post-it notes. That you're welcome to write all week long or weekend long. And there's bunches of sweet ones. People just getting recognized for the sweetest things. And you'll find one that's like, Claire, thank you. Like one of my favorite ones was just like, thank you for like letting me hold a crystal and cry in the river. It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was just like sweet. And so after the closing ceremonies, it was like leftover dinner, which was awesome. That was so nice. It was like kind of like all of the, and we had dinner, and the people that were left that were going to help with cleanup tomorrow all moved to like a different bunk, kind of consolidating all together. So it was kind of like slumber party vibes over there. And there was some snacking and hanging out. And do you remember how eventually I just grabbed both yours and Corey's hands and begged you to come to bed?
Yeah. Well, see, okay, so hold on. I want to explain myself here. So we had two different mindsets going. Macy was the mindset of like, we're going to get up really early, and because I remember I asked you, I was like, what time are we going to leave? And you were like, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And you were like, I think in your head, you were kind of like, we'll say our goodbyes then.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, I feel like we're going to get antsy and we're going to roll out at 6 in the morning.
And
so I want to say my goodbye nows. So as I'm like trying to like say goodbye to everybody, and it's like, it's going to be a year till you see everybody again or whatever. You just say goodbye.
Well, this was before. No, this is when I begged y'all first just to leave. Because that was, I did harass you though when we were both standing on the porch outside, and I yelled at you to leave.
Just like, can we please go?
Yes, I was just like, come on.
I'm tired.
But I didn't want to go back. The main reason was I didn't want to go back to our area alone, because it was really, we were the only 3 people in that whole building, and it was spooky.
It was.
I couldn't handle it. Like I could not handle it.
It like has a very long hallway, and it's just also, not for nothing. This is like a camp. Obviously, it's like a camp where they come to do stuff. So it's housing a lot of people. So it's just kind of a big empty, almost liminal feeling space. The hallway I'm talking about in particular.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's not like a hotel hallway is what I'm trying to say. It's just it's a space where they put the bunk beds,
Yeah.
And being there and knowing that underneath you is like a chapel.
Yeah, it was when I was imagining all of that underneath me that I was just like, I listen, and I hijacked y'all. I was like, I'm staying with y'all, and I drug my blankets over.
I remember asking you, I was like, do you want to come stay? Because at this point it was just me and Corey. Timothy had gone home. I was like, do you want to come over and stay with us? And you were kind of like, you were a little waffly about it. You're like, maybe. I
liked to believe in myself then that I was capable.
Yeah, you almost had like a maybe I'll have an alone night kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then when we did finally get back there, it was me and Corey in the room, and you kind of popped your head and I said, hey, do you want to? And I didn't even get the whole sentence out. You just went, yes.
Like, and I also said, I'm using your bathroom. And I want.
Yeah, but you stayed the last night with us, which I have some stories to tell about things that went on in that room before you joined us. One of them is very embarrassing, and I've wondered if I should even tell it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
I think you should, because it's one of the funniest things I have ever fucking heard.
So the first one, like I told you guys up top, I am a snorer, and I've tried to tell everyone in that room, I was like, yo, please, if I snore, it's probably because I've rolled on my back. Please shake me awake or say my name, like, and I'll know what to do. I'll roll over. And every day I had woken people up with my snoring. However, it seems, unless they're lying to me to be nice, it seems like I woke them up around the time they were going to like want to get up anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't a huge deal, I guess. But one night, middle of the night, dead of night, I'm snoring like a fucking pig eating a whole dog bone, and Kim cannot sleep. And so she, from her bed, which is, I don't know, it's bedroom size, right? She's just across the room. And she, from her bed, was like, Charlye. And I, of course, don't respond. So she gets out of her bed, stands next to it, Charlye. And she keeps getting closer.
Getting closer.
Each time. Charlye, until she's over me. And from my perspective, and my jump scare ass, all I see is I'm asleep, fucking sawing logs. And then somebody's saying my name, and I open up and I just see a shadowy figure above me. And apparently, in my mind, I just
bent neck lady.
Yeah, it was. It was bent neck lady. Oh God. In my mind, I kind of just went, oh, and like rolled over and went back to sleep. But apparently, I let loose one of the classic blood curdle screams that maybe you've heard a million times. The waking up, like the reset button, like you don't know what's going on, so your body just yells.
It just makes a noise. Yeah.
And then I remember her laughing, and then I think I just rolled over and went back to sleep.
I'm sure you did. Yeah.
Um, but then the second one, and I'm sure I won't tell it right because I was the one asleep in this situation. So, but I was on my stomach and I heard shuffling around the room. So somebody's up getting ready. And it was Corey. Corey's up doing shit, getting ready for, the day. And I was sleeping in a crop top. Sometimes, that your crop top doesn't stay where you want it to, right? But I'm on my stomach, not a big deal. So apparently, from Corey's perspective, Corey's just getting ready and then hears me kind of muttering, looks over at me, and I lift my body up, look at him in the eyeballs. One of my titties rolls out of my shirt.
Well, and you give him the John Candy from Trains, Planes, and Automobiles look.
Just this
out of confusion. A dead sleep.
I don't know why. I just dead sleep, woke up to look at him, tit pops out, and he goes, "You good?" And I
You
go,
good?
I just go, "Nightmares."
Nightmares.
And I put my head back down. And I told her, when they told me that, when they reminded me of this, A, I had no idea that my titty had popped out.
That's hilarious.
B, I wasn't having nightmares.
Nightmares.
I woke up because I heard the noise and I lifted myself up and I looked up and I realized I was making eye contact. And in my head, I was like, I have to have a good reason for startling awake like this. And I didn't know my titty was out the whole time. And when he gave me the look, he said, "You good?" And that's when I was like, "What's the best? Nightmares." I was having a nightmare.
Oh, I love it. I love everything about it.
I would have loved to see that happen. I would have loved to be in another perspective.
One of the biggest gifts I have, just because I have so much footage of you in my mind, I've already built it. I've already built it and it lives in my head because I've seen you wake up like that. Like I've seen that because you wake up like that all the time. You gasp awake and it's this wild-eyed look and I can see you doing it and I can see it. It's so easy for me. I love it.
Why do I do that?
I don't know.
It's not fucking sleep apnea. I know that's the first thing people
you startle.
Snore,
it's like you gasp, but you're not like gasping for air. It's like like that.
Yeah, I get scared. I don't know why. I think it's because I so often don't know where I am when I wake up. Like if I'm not in a very familiar place, even if I am, sometimes in this house, I did that
one day at Anahata's. I woke up real fucking confused. It was when the first day I woke up after not sleeping for like 48 fucking hours. I woke up at Anahata's and I was like, "What? Where are we?"
Where? Yeah. Well, like you had to become a whole other person.
That's true. I was no longer the road. Yes.
Yeah. The road left your body, and that's when you got to come back in.
I got to breathe. Yeah, and so I mean, basically, though, you called it right because Corey left at like 5, and neither you or I really truly ever went back to sleep, but we just kind of laid there without asking the other one if we were awake. But we went ahead and we were pretty packed up the night before, and so I went down. I woke up at about 6:30, I got out of bed at 6, and I wandered down to the river because I didn't have quite as much. I liked to go last year out early in the morning before anybody woke up, and I would go down to the river. And I didn't get the chance to do that as much because I was just getting classes kind of tidied up and things like that. And so I went down and it had rained so much. The river was like rushing. And the area that people can stand, like you could not stand there anymore. Like it was. And so that was amazing. I got to have about 20 or so minutes out on the boulder, which that was the first time I got to go to the boulder and just kind of be there and listen to the water and thank the property for what it gave. And that was nice. And then by the time I was walking up, I started loading the car and you woke up, or you were already up, and you kind of started loading the car, and we were an hour ahead of schedule, and we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, all right, I guess, let's go.
Out.
Let's go now. Yeah. And we did. It was just, we rolled out of there.
And we did.
Go we did to the leg of the trip that is so surreal. And
there is much to talk about. I feel like this is the part of the trip that the The come down was happening to us both.
No pun intended.
God, oh God, there's so much cum. We're putting
we're going to go ahead and put the cum warning right here, and probably about, I don't know, 30 minutes. We're going to talk about.
There's too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Just
and
know
yes,
that.
you are hearing us right. We are saying CUM.
Yeah.
And to a part of the trip where we were kind of disconnecting, like we were compartmentalizing that really spiritual experience we had into kind of dealing with our physical bodies, dealing with the fact that we were like pretty tired.
It was a trifecta of post-event come down and spiritual
exhaustion. Yeah, spiritual exhaustion.
Spiritual and physical exhaustion, and just being back on the road again.
Yeah. And also a little bit of it just being a small, I don't want to say like it was just you and me again, because like I'm not saying it's like, oh, Lyra and Liz. I just mean like it was back to a small group. There wasn't a ton of people around anymore. And I feel like we kind of connected again for the first time because we were spread out a lot that weekend. Yeah. Like we weren't together a whole super ton, so, but before we get into that unhinged drive story that we have for you, which I feel like we're going to laugh more than we have in a long time, do you want to talk about So Mote That Con?
So Mote That Con. Yes.
Presented by That Witch Life Podcast.
Return sponsor of the show. We always appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. And this is a virtual conference, so no matter where you are, you can attend October 15th and 16th, 2022. There's going to be workshops, raffles, and more.
Yeah, we've talked about this event or ones that they've put on like it a few times now, and it seems there's always a good amount of bean turnout, which is good because they always have all kinds of different speakers. And what's good is that, like you mentioned, since it is a virtual conference, you can, if you can't make it during the hours that they're speaking, that's totally cool. You will have the file and you can have it and review it and take your notes. And that's just really, really nice to have as compared to if maybe, you have that one window and it's over. You've got this and you can get in there.
But if you can make it live, and if perhaps you are somebody who doesn't feel like you have a lot of community or a lot of things to do, they're having live rituals that we can, all jump in, do together. There's also Q&As, and something that's very exciting. There's a keynote speaker this year. Ruth Connell of Supernatural is going to be speaking.
Sweet. And there's some really fun classes going on. There's one called Kick-Ass Readings with Oracle Cards. Which I love that.
Saw that.
Big fan.
I love it. Accessing your spirit guides.
Creation and applications of thought forms. Ooh, y'all, let's make Jim realer.
Yeah. The whole class is probably the whole class is just them going, don't make Jim real. We're talking to you.
Yeah, you guys specifically, y'all, we know you're here. Don't
do this. There's another class called Power and Magic in Music.
Crafting the Witch's Name.
Retrogrades. Let's get magical.
Oh, this is cute. Bewitched by K-pop. What modern witches can learn about multicultural spells and ritual magic from South Korean pop music idol groups.
That is cool. I love taking something that you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, that's witchy, and like really kind of getting it.
Dialing in on it, yeah.
There's Witchcraft with Brigid, The Power of Words.
Warrior Magic, multicultural spells and mythology for social justice.
The Magic of Journaling.
Espiritismo, the science of the spirit.
Ooh, science.
That's a lot. Like, that's really like. And so if y'all want to review these, you can go to thatwitchlife.com, and there is So Mote That Con 2022, and you can expand these. Like, so all of these classes, you can hit like a plus and you can get a bio as like who the instructor is and what the class is going to be about. You can really give it a nice peruse here and get into it. But those are really, really interesting sounding classes.
I did hit the plus actually next to the creation and applications of thought forms. And I just want to read this to you, okay? Because I feel like we need this information. In this workshop, participants will learn about thought forms, how they can function, and a technique for creating and deploying them for personal reasons, including money, love, and peace of mind.
What if what if we like build Jim and make him just like an absolute, just like warrior for like it's social justice. Like he becomes,
fixing the world.
like making him like a beacon of hope and goodness. I would love
It's
it.
fixing the world one yeast roll at a time.
Yeah. Honestly,
that which life is probably like, don't do that.
Please, literally do anything else. So this is going on October 15th through 16th, of course, 2022. You can register at thatwitchlife.com. Again, that's at the MOTE 2022 tab. And once again, if you can't join on those days, you'll get the recordings all afterwards. And check out some of these presenters and do some lining. If this Anahata's episode has you inspired, hearing about all of the classes and whatnot, this is an opportunity to have a little bit of that in your own schedule right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's, remember that part of witchcraft is to never stop learning, always be selling. Isn't that? Oh no, it's closing. ABC, always be closing.
Always be selling.
Always be selling.
And I do one last little closing thing I do want to say is that if you have never participated in any sort of connection or kind of ritual stuff online, it can be quite potent. We've talked about things that we've done like virtually with people online and like Reiki being done to us. And it don't feel necessarily that the connection is not going to be there just because you are not physically there. Those can be really impactful experiences.
I'm rocked. I'm sorry. I'm rocked from what just happened.
All right. So then we're driving. This is when we start hitting the real big time altitude changes. So the way back, we went a different way. So we went towards Ohio. And so we drove all through Maryland the first day out.
Yeah. And we did that for a reason.
Yes, because our destination on day one on the way back was Point Pleasant, West Virginia. To go touch the butt, and we did.
Yes. Yeah, if you're in the dark here, it almost is funnier to leave you in the dark. But it's the Mothman Museum, the only one in the world.
Yeah, they're probably the only like official Mothman museum in the world,
where we met Mothman, but we also got to see some almost Karen action in the making.
I mean, fussy lady.
That? Fussy. Hey, fussy lady. Hope.
She came in hot. And
yeah.
those guys in that they diffused it. They diffused it good.
Yeah, they really did.
It was neat. The museum was fun. There were some like authentic John Keel letters that was super cool. I had a fun time reading those. Newspaper clippings and whatnot. It was very interesting. A lot of love for anything Richard Gere touched at all.
There was some chapstick that he used.
There was anything that it would just be like, Richard Gere looked at this once while filming on Tuesday. But I loved it. It was really great. Got me sweet. A little Mothman crop top.
I would say that the best part was the merch. Yes, the merch was great. Really regretting not getting like a sweatshirt or something, I got a cool little magnet. Yeah, that's cool.
I immediately slapped my "Watch Your Back" for the Men in Black sticker on my water bottle. It's opposed to my pentacle sticker.
Yes. But we got to see the big metal Mothman statue.
Yes,
who has that cake.
I put my hands all over it.
Mm-hmm. We got to take our classic middle fingers touching picture,
which I really appreciate. Yeah.
And then we swiftly left because there was not much else.
It was, and so it was so funny as it was like 3 days before Mothman Festival. Like we got there like right before the biggest time of the year. And so we had also just driven, 7 hours, and we were also experiencing post-event come down. And so we were like, let's get to our Airbnb. It's like 20 minutes from here. Let's go. Cause you know what? we gotta say something that's highly, highly important. We'd been listening to New Moon all day long.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
At one point, I forget when, but Macy just kind of looked at me and she's like,
"You know what we have to do?
Yeah, you want to listen to New Moon?" Oh my God. So we were listening to what, hours?
Chapter
Hours and
1.
hours?
We started with chapter 1. Actually, you know what? No, we started with the bullshit fucking prologue. That's a goddamn
God, which I'm
dream
convinced.
because I don't give a shit about your dreams, Bella, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Every time she started talking about dreams, I was fucking
tuned out. I don't give a shit. It's a waste of space.
I love that she thinks that like she really pulled one over on the reader with that first dream with like the grandma, but then you find the grandma's her.
Oh my God.
In that dream.
I just can't. We turned it on and we listened to New Moon until we pulled in to our B&B for the night. Yes. Our little Airbnb. For a total, like it's solid 8 hours. We listened to New Moon. We got to about chapter, I don't know. I think we got to like chapter like fucking 12. Further than that. Like we got pretty far.
Something else happened on the trip there. We saw a very special license plate.
Dude. Yes, we did.
It was, I don't remember, like your regular sedan style car.
It was like a Corolla.
Plate, license plate read D-wifed.
D-wifed. And we were just like, oh, wow.
And I remember we both turned to look at this person who ended up looking exactly like the kind of person that you think would brag about being D-wifed on their car. And then also we just had to ponder what did that mean?
Why?
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, but like why the custom plate?
Why?
Why the vanity plate?
And then there's a part of me that's like, did he know? Or does that mean something else? Is his name Douglas and his last name is like wifed? I don't know.
It felt like a weird flex to me.
What? Maybe he thinks he's like a player, but he did not. I don't know. He was like a dad you would find lost at Costco, and I just don't know about it.
It was strange. And so that was fun, and we rocked our way through the hills. We went through, and I meant to say, we went through Kentucky before we got to Point Pleasant and all of that, and horse country. We were in horse country, the big, beautiful horse ranches, and everywhere were these big, fun, blinking caution horses trailers that were all over, and they were so fun. Yeah.
When you're so used to seeing like, and I don't mean just like when you're because you're from Texas. I just mean I just never seen a caution. Just anywhere you see like caution, fire, caution, falling rocks, caution, horses,
and it's painted on the back of these trailers. It was really fun. We passed the distilleries like Jim Beam and Heaven Hill. And passed
the horse cave. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but I love it. I started losing my voice because the altitude opened up my sinuses and the drainage was just like, fuck you, larynx. And so by the time we got there, I was losing my voice. But guess what? We got to our Airbnb and we were like, all right, we're here. This is great. Let's get dinner.
Yeah, we're very hungry. Very hungry goyles at this point. And we thought, you know what? We're in a new land. We're an exotic land of Ohio.
First time in the Midwest. Well, that's not true. Perhaps, but first time in that part of the Midwest.
Perhaps we should order from a local joint. Yeah. So we hop on and see what's nearby, and we find a little pizza joint.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is about all that there is that's not a chain.
There was like a Subway and a Papa John's or some kind of bullshit. And there was like that cute little, looked like a little stand where everything was fried.
Everything was deep fried. Yeah.
Which I'm for, listen. But we were like, let's get a pizza. Pizza sounds great. And we went to their website, which again, I said this in the live, but every small town pizza joint's website looks like shit.
And they don't work.
It's not good. And you get to the part where you're customizing your pizza. Me and Mace are yelling back and forth because I was completely nude.
You were naked.
The first thing I did.
Yeah.
I got naked as soon as I walked in that house because it was the first time we had access to a washer dryer and I just threw my clothes in. And I needed those. And I took a shower and then I just kind of stayed in the bedroom. We were yelling at each other about pizza. And customizable little website, we were picking out what we wanted and we get down and sometimes there's the sauce portion. It might say like, do you want barbecue sauce?
Well, first there's no goddamn jalapenos at this place.
There's no goddamn jalapenos anywhere in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, except for we did get some at Papa John's, but we had to get the chain.
No, they came over the border, didn't they? No, that was in Mississippi. No,
yeah, that was the second day.
Yeah. Definitely not at this pizza joint where there are any jalapenos. And we get to the sauce portion. So what kind of sauce do you want? And we saw an option that we've never before seen. Mm-hmm. You had a choice between regular pizza sauce and mayonnaise.
So if you don't want your marinara, you can just slather mayonnaise down as your base instead. You're welcome.
And this is when we started to wonder if Ohio was okay.
Where are we? Did we die?
Are we
today?
Is this limbo?
Is this hell? Because then sure, we're not going to pick that. So we continue building the pizza. And then in checkout, again, you have the option, to pick your sauce cups. You can get your sauce cups. Your option, you can get like pizza sauce, and then you can get a cup of mayonnaise to dip your pizza in, because this is hell.
So we blinked for a little bit. And we tried to order our pizza sans mayonnaise, but it ended up not working out. To which we started discussing, we were like, you know what? I wouldn't be against trying one slice of the mayonnaise pizza.
Yeah.
To experience the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it was around that time we were having the discussion of, well, this isn't going to work. I called them and they said, we're not delivering today.
We're not delivering today. Yeah.
Today. The whole store is closed for the flu. And we're talking about where else we're going to get dinner, and I hear Macy open up the fridge, I guess looking for snacks. I don't know. And she just starts laughing. And what did you say? You said at this point, you're like, I'm just staring at the 3 different jugs of mayonnaise
in the
fridge.
Yeah, and there was nothing else in there but that.
Yeah, it's like 3 different cups of mayonnaise. So we get our pizza with our jalapenos on it, and we sit down in the living room. I've got my clothes now, and we decide to start a venture that I finished last night.
I'm proud.
We decided to finally sit, and Macy's already seen it, but she showed me the world of Bridgerton.
And listen, Bridgerton set the pace for the rest of this trip.
Yes. And I feel like Bridgerton is just the vessel for talking about the guy that comes weird.
It is, because that's what it all circles around. Yes. It's because that was
big plot point.
It is. And that was what Rustin described it as.
Yeah, that's what had me asking questions the whole season, because I was just kind of talking about it in the first few episodes with Mace. I'm like, is there doing it? Do they cuss? Like, how far are we going in this show? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I watched this and talked about it with my brother, Rustin, and he said he stopped watching it because, and Macy, you quoted him as saying, because I just can't with the way that guy comes. and that's all the information I had going into Bridgerton.
Yeah, and I didn't tell you who.
No, you didn't tell me who. I kept waiting until I knew.
Oh, yeah, you know.
And if you've seen Bridgerton,
Season 1.
If you've seen Season 1, Bridgerton, and we're going to try to dance around this without giving away spoilers, there is someone who goes to great lengths to use that classic pull-out method.
Yeah, great lengths that some might say are exaggerated.
Some might say he had to do acrobatics.
Some might say
flip around.
It's very difficult to do because they've tried it.
Some might say Charlye and Macy spent the better part of an hour in a hotel room individually talking about it and trying to mimic movements.
Work out the mechanics.
And finally figured it out.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, but that's not here nor there. We watched a good bit. Did we watch the whole
thing? We made it all the way to episode 6 out of 8.
Right.
So got very far enough into where you can start realizing, like, okay, so this is like how he's going to be. This is how this.
Yeah. So this is how this is how that guy's
just going to dump it on the blanket every time.
Yeah.
After doing a fucking cartwheel to get there.
Yeah. And she's going to lift her little head, her little childlike, too young face.
Does it hat?
Does it hat? Or they're going to have a moment where they finally confess, well, I guess we're talking about them screwing. They finally confess their love for one another, and one of them says, I burn for you, and then the other one's big built-up reply is, I burn for you.
And it was like, man, pick
that, get a new line.
New words. Like, you can't just take somebody else's compliment and just throw it right back.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got real far. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, we've got to go to bed now. We've got to go to sleep. We were driving because we went, the second day was all the way from Athens, Ohio to Memphis, Tennessee. It was like 9 hours, a little more than 9 hours, like 9 hours.
A lot of hours.
You drove that whole day.
Yes, that was my day to drive. Yeah. Which I would like to say, at no point did I force Macy to drive.
No, it was, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You seemed comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
You know, but that was I did get a full day of driving in, and I got to drive through the pretty country. Many hills we saw, but the first thing we needed to do in the morning is we had to stop and get coffee.
I had to get coffee.
Was that this day?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cause this is the day we kept referencing it. Right. This part of the journey begins the Do You Remember Fest that you and I went on.
Yes. Yes.
Where we would randomly remember things that we had seen, and we'd be like, do you remember D-Wifed?
Yeah, do you remember D-Wifed? Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you remember Horse Cave?
Yes.
You know, things like that. Which I feel like killed every single time.
It did.
That was a killer.
We descend into giggles.
So I was driving, and we were like, let's get a coffee. Let's stop. We got a long fucking way to go. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're just going to go through McDonald's. So we go through McDonald's. We place our order. Macy got a small hot coffee.
Caramel latte. It's all I wanted.
I believe I also got a small hot coffee as well. We get to the window, and the guy hands us one small hot coffee, which was mine because it was not the caramel one. It was whatever else there was. And then he's holding a very small iced caramel coffee. Now, that's what you ordered, right? You ordered a caramel coffee, just not iced.
Yeah. It was hot.
You take it from here. I would like to hear this from your
it's just baffling. And so he was... What's weird is that... I don't understand. And so anyway, he holds up the coffee, and he looks
the iced coffee,
and he looks right at us, and he like pushes it in our direction, and he's like, and here's this. And I think you first said, no, well, that one's also supposed to be hot.
Yeah, I was like, we had two hot coffees.
And he looks at both of us and then just goes, well, they made it iced. And
thrusts his hand back.
Gives it and like pushed it back. And so we blink. And I'm like, I know, but it was ordered, like, because I'm confused. I was like, but it was ordered hot. And he was like, but they made it iced. And so I'd had enough at this point. And I was just like, yeah, I know, but it's not what we ordered. So can you just give me what we ordered, please? And so he just like, shuts the window.
You say that, but it did not read like that.
It felt that way because I'm not usually like, oh, well then, but I was just like, I was baffled. I was so confused.
No. I want to say that neither of us are Karens. Like, and so many times, about stuff, like, I would say that 99% of the time, I'm taking the iced coffee and I'm like, it's fucking fine, right? But you've got very specific dietary
if I have chosen to have this coffee, it means I fucking want it so bad.
And the thing is in your head when you say, well, can we just get, you didn't say that. What you said is, you said, well, can we have the hot one? Because that's what we ordered. Like, that's
it felt
the
so
exact
snippy.
It was not mean at all. And this was also after he was like, basically like just, well, sorry.
Yeah, it was still
I was at the window.
So confused. Yes. And it's like his arm is like pushing it in our car.
Yeah. He was just like, just take the goddamn coffee.
Yeah, take it. I said, fucking made it iced.
And next to him, I see a small hot coffee sitting there. And I'm like, I bet that's it. So he turns around, and there's no sound because he shut the window, which makes this even better for me. I just watch him turn around. He like taps a coworker on the shoulder. He points Oh no, I did kind of muffly hear him say, "Is this a small?" when he pointed to the very obviously 2-inch tall cup of coffee.
That's the same size as the iced one that he's holding.
And then she like shook her head, he grabbed it, and then he just like put it, like thrust it out at us again. He was like, "Sorry about that." And the thing is, nothing about this was a rude interaction.
It
mean.
was, but you had to be there for it to be like, what is happening right now? It was weird. And I'm sure it doesn't even but it was like in that moment, we pulled out and we were at the road and we were just like,
what
happened just then? Why? Is it Mercury?
He was so intent.
Yeah.
But
they made it ice. It was like, just take it. Listen, just take it.
It was exactly.
It was like there was something like in it. Like it had like a diamond ring in it or something.
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of it. We're like blowing it for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we started our day with coffee, and then we immediately threw
New Moon
Twilight,
back on. We had to get back in it. Had to get back in it because listen, she had to build them motorcycles. And we listened to it and further solidified just how absolutely dog shit of a character Bella is, how she has no retention of memory at all, which is alarming. And it melted our brains. I don't remember very, very much about the drive to Memphis, honestly, because my brains were liquid running out of my ears.
Yeah. I think at this point we had definitely hit we could have passed the most interesting roadside attraction in the world and we would have passed it.
Yeah.
Kind of phase.
Yeah.
Where we were just like, I just want to get to where we're going.
And where we were going was a Memphis Holiday Inn Express.
All the while, let me remind you, 9 hours, all the while, we get fucking Bella's bullshittery just blasting.
Just the worst character.
The whole time.
Oh my God. And we yelled so many times at
oh my God, what was the one?
Oh,
what was the one that
Jacob is
you
like, you're like a little doll. You're just doll size. Bah!
Macy, you sounded like like one of those like barge horns. Like,
I hated it. It came out of me. It just came out of me.
The other one I think is when Edward calls fucking Esme mom.
Oh God, I hate it when he calls them parent names.
He's just
I hate it. Awful.
So we arrive at our destination, which again was a Holiday Inn Express in Memphis, Tennessee. And we check in, and I'm very happy to be there. I got a shower, wonderful. What else happened before the meat of what happened?
So
we just normal stuff.
I click on the TV because I'm like, it's usually my task to pick us our shit cable for the whatever the night is that we're staying in a hotel room.
Bless.
And as a blessing from the universe, there's an all-night marathon of Ghost Adventures.
Yes.
On.
Yes. Thank God there was.
So that immediately became the background.
Macy, do you remember the thousands-of-year-old land?
Thousands-of-year-old land. Oh my God. No, I forgot.
Zach Bagans, he's talking about, someone's seen a ghost or whatever, and he's like, out here, this land is thousands and thousands of years old. It's like, yeah, dumbass.
Yeah, it was how he worded it. This thousand-year-old land. 1,000-year-old land or something. It was brilliant.
Fuck off.
I remember falling to sleep to the sound of that trashy exorcism that they were trying to conduct on that episode. With that guy who totally rented that priest costume.
With the Craigslist priest and the girl who was like, suddenly, like halfway through the episode, she realized she was getting attention, so she just really went for it.
It was really wild. But we started, I think, a tradition here. Like we solidified a tradition.
Mm. Oh God, I forgot, Macy. I forgot. Okay, yeah, a food tradition. So did we talk about this when we did Virgin River?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we did. Yeah, because it's what I ate it on my chest.
Right, yes. So we have decided in Memphis, a little bit bigger city, obviously, than where we were before with the mayo
But
pizza.
we were still
which,
not by anything. We were like
not really.
way on the
No.
outskirts. Like we were by nothing.
We kind of had chains to choose from,
Yeah.
Which is cool. And we decided to once again, by the way, with the mayo pizza thing, I want to say that we talked about this in our live, and our Midwest/Ohio listeners informed us that that is not a thing that they have heard.
Oh, but we forgot, dude. We forgot about the other snacks.
What other snack?
The other snacks that they ate in that area.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, briefly before that. So rewind. We're back in Ohio. We're looking at mayonnaise pizza. It's gross. We are going to find somewhere else. Well, we order our pizza from Papa John's, which, yeah, I know, Papa John's, I know.
It's
but,
literally
all
all that we could choose from.
But when you go to DoorDash and you click on a restaurant, you can see like most popular or ordered recently or the most ordered items, like up at the top. And I was like, I gotta see what we're doing out here. What's the play out here? And so I went to like a CVS or like a Walgreens or something. And the most popular ordered items, apparently from the CVS/Walgreens, was Lay's baked potato chips, plain original.
Mm-hmm.
Plain original Pringles chips.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
What else was there? There was like a cardboard.
Oh, the number one pizza that was gotten was a regular size, regular sauce, cheese
regular
pizza.
crust.
Yeah.
Regular cheese.
The word regular was used 4 times.
Yeah. It's the 4 regular. The Reggie 4.
It was incredible.
Anyway, so we're back. Okay, so now fast forward again. We're in Memphis. We're deciding what to eat. We see a little restaurant by the name of Freddy's. What is it? Freddy's Burgers?
Freddy's Burgers or Freddy's Frozen Custard.
And steak fries,
yeah,
I think.
It's delicious.
Shoestring.
Anyway, you know the place.
Yeah. It's the same food we got for our Virgin River. And we were like, you know what? Our brains are just as melted as they were then. Let's get this. Let's make this a tradition.
Felt right.
And we decided that it's what we will do, except each time we're going to make one little difference.
One small change.
Yeah. And this time the small change was we each got a small shake.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got onion rings.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And even though we begged the delivery driver, he did not bring us ketchup.
Yeah, we did. We really did beg. And it was delicious. It really blew my bird. I loved it.
Did it fuel you up to
it got my brain cells working.
Yeah.
Because I think it was you. We were just eating and you were like, so what I don't understand is, and it was immediately, we were right in the conversation about the pull-out method.
The way that guy comes.
Why it is executed in such a manner that I consider to be rude. And so...
Yes, because, explain it. If you haven't seen it, it's 2 people in your standard boy on top missionary. Mm-hmm. And the time comes and they cut the camera and he's suddenly laying next to her but facing away from her as he performs.
Shoots fucking ropes into this mattress top. Like, I mean, full body convulsions, right? And very dramatic.
But how did he get there?
Okay.
How did he get
So that was the mystery.
Yeah.
That was the trail that we wanted to follow. And so we were talking about it. And so I was like, all right, well, let me look this up because they're very clever. Every time they're fucking doing it, it will go, you could see him kind of starting to react and he will move, but the camera will cut before he does the full execution to where he's on his side, then across the bed, And I was like, how is this happening? And I was able to find one scene, and it's the rainy garden scene that you can, they don't show the whole thing, but I was able to stop and replay it over and over again. To where I was
Too many times.
All right.
Too many times.
Left hand. And I was in the position. I was in the up, I was on top. Okay. And I was like, all right, right hand's kind of down weirdly low. All right. Left hand's up. All right. Right then, left hand goes to the dick. Okay. And so that means you got to do this turn. You got to vault with your right hand, go to where your dick is pointing to the sky. You flip to where you're kind of just really at risk of just raining on everybody. And so you flip and then you cartwheel over your right arm and then land on your side just to then shoot it into the blankets that your maids are going to have to scrub out with their bare hands.
By hand.
Every day. Because you can't fucking have a towel ready ever.
I have so many problems.
Yeah. Well, and it was fun. There was trial and error because before we dialed in on that, it almost looked like it was more of a leap. That it was like a leap off to the other side of the bed. And it wasn't. We had to deduce that. There was some real research that happened.
And if I'm sounding kind of solemn, I think, because I'm really throwing my head into it, because it's like we did get it down to two ways that it could happen. Like you said, he's either flipping around, shooting into the air,
which seems most likely according to the footage.
Right.
But it's way the less easy. The easier way, if you're actually trying to get off in a hurry, is the second option.
Yeah. And Macy full ass performed this with like a pillow. And full ass did like a burpee style like push up where she flung herself into the air onto her side, which seems like what would be done.
It was easier. It was easier than the one-armed fucking cartwheel.
I'll tell you, it looked fucking stupid.
Yeah, it felt stupid.
It is stupid.
It all felt stupid. It is. It's very stupid. But that was the perfect way to like wrap up. That was the last night in the hotel. Like we knew we were going to get up the next morning. We're going to have a Holiday Inn fucking breakfast, free little breakfast downstairs. And we're going to get in that car and we're going to go the fuck home. Like, so it was the last night and I'm glad that it was that.
I'm glad it ended that way. And I'm glad that I didn't have to hear Simon say, Did you think of me when you touched yourself?
No, instead what we heard was understand.
Macy, do you remember touch yourself in the firelight?
No! I forgot. Dude, every trip has a song.
Yeah. Macy crafted yet another jingle. And there's this whole part in Bridgerton where the main character's like, do you jerk off? And she's like, what's that mean? Because like none of these fucking rich girls have, any education.
No.
And he tells her, and she goes home, and
they make a whole scene about it.
And it's the one time she has a fire going, so she walks in the bedroom,
and it's warm lighting.
Light is on her, and Macy just from the other side of the couch just went, "Touch yourself in the firelight." And it loops in my head. It loops in my head all the fucking time.
The firelight.
It's a real problem. It's a real problem.
Oh man, I love a monotone jingle because that's the same thing as I can't wait to spark my J up.
Jesus Christ! I even said it as I was finishing Bridgerton season 2 because there's a scene where I don't remember what happened, but somebody had a steamy scene, and I thought we were going to have another moment. And out loud, I went, touch yourself in the firelight.
Oh, my God.
But Bridgerton, wow, what a ride.
What a ride, man. You did 2 seasons. You've already finished it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm ready for season 3.
Yeah, you are. So then we get up. We wake up.
You are the bane of my existence.
The bane of my existence.
And the object of my
desires.
Can we talk about Anthony being so hot?
Anthony is he's my favorite. Like that was why like season 2, like I don't really care much for season 1. I don't really
I like season 1. I like them both. Okay?
I like it, but if I had to pick, it's like if I'm going to watch one, which I have, like if I'm just going to turn one on for background noise, I don't usually turn season 1 on because I just like season 2 better because I think it's more lighthearted and fun.
Bordering on silly.
It is. It's fluffier.
Yeah. Also, listen, I won't go into it, but you and I will need to talk privately about Bridgerton. But we wake up the next morning and we
survive an earthquake.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how else to explain it, Mace, but sometimes you're in a building. Now, usually it's like the 11th, 12th, or up.
Way
right?
high, or a beach house. You're in one of those beach houses.
Right.
You can feel it like that.
you'll feel the sway of the building, and buildings, are meant to give a little bit, obviously, but like you kind of feel it in your feet. And I've always been really, really sensitive to that because it freaks me out when it happens. So I started feeling that. Let me remind you, we're on the 3rd story
of a flat hotel, like long, flat
wide
hotel. Yeah, wide.
And we were on the tallest. It was only 3 stories high, so it wasn't like there's more above us, but I started to feel that kind of up and down wobble. And I said, do you feel that? Like, looked at Macy and she's like, no, and then like 4 seconds went by and you were like, whoa.
It felt like a rolling wave. It felt like the floor was like ocean waves.
Right. Yeah. And it got, I think, pretty intense.
Enough for me to be like, I want to leave. Like, I'm freaked out. It was really bad.
We looked at each other and we were like, let's get out. Because our shit was basically done.
Yeah.
We were like, let's go. Let's get, so that was quite spooky. I keep meaning to like Google it and see if there was like
it was fine.
Fucking earthquake. A small one, but
like a little tremor, but it was noticeable and it was kind of spooky. So we rocked out of there, got in the car, and pulled out of Memphis to head home.
Yes.
And
where I was numb.
Yeah.
The entire way, I think.
Yeah, I don't have many memories of it. I know we finished New Moon. We did start and finish New Moon on the way back. We finished New Moon before we got to Wendy's in Texarkana. So
we went to Wendy's.
Yeah, that was when I kind of remember coming back to life because we stopped at Wendy's and I had a spicy chicken sandwich. Oh, yeah. And I was able to turn my nav off because I knew where we were at that point. I was like, all right, I can get back home from Texarkana. And as I turned that off and then put on music, that was not New Moon. And the last 2.5 hours.
I can't say it enough. We finished the whole book.
We finished all of New Moon and it was worse than I remembered. And it was worse than I imagined.
Yeah. And it also made me really, really, really regret the direction that Jacob's character took. Because
he starts off so sweet. Yeah. He starts off so sweet and like, I just, it's just, he got torpedoed, man. And it just really solidified too that Bella and Edward are just so fucking toxic. They belong together.
Yeah, they completely deserve each other.
Yeah, I was just like, by the time it was over, I was like, you know what? Have a nice life. Like, just go on.
Go on.
Ugh. So yeah, that was done. And then we rocked up home at about 4:30 in the afternoon, pulled into the driveway. You threw your shit in your car and left. And then I did the same. I made it just put the shit in that. And then Lyra came over to get her stuff. And then Hunter came home and it was over. We were home and it was done.
It was done.
Nary a scratch on the car.
No. How have you been feeling since?
Good. I think Sunday was my first like full, really feeling like about right, and now it's like the post, like I've bounced back and I'm just like flowing with inspiration right now. So I've been doing a lot.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because I have had about, I guess, like you said, it's been about a week since we got home, right?
Yeah.
I've had a good solid, except for yesterday, kind of just lazy days. Not even lazy so much as just like content.
Gentle.
Gentle and content. And like there's been some thoughts of like, maybe I should get up and do something. I need to go do this or do that. And I kind of like, I did some card readings, had a card reading done for me, which we'll talk to you more about next time. But everything was just sort of like, be gentle with yourself. Mm-hmm. And like you can be slow a little bit. So I was like, okay. And then yesterday I just woke up just bucked out and was like, I want to do all the things. Mm-hmm. I want to like get the Halloween shit going. I want to fucking do all the things that I've put off for so long. And I'm bursting with, I don't want to say manic energy because that implies that it's like there's going to be a crash. But with just like a clear-headed calmness purpose. And like a purpose and an Anahata's purpose. A desire to proceed, so that's nice.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I've been getting my little yoga studio space set up upstairs in the loft
Which is
area.
really cute.
Dude, I got the paint today. It's going to be so pretty. I'm going to get it all painted, and I got to order my little final bit of things to finish it all. But I'm excited. So I'm really vibing on that and getting that ready. And yeah, I'm feeling good, feeling fine.
Feeling good, feeling fine. But do you remember D-Wifed?
Do you remember D-Wife? Do you remember? Do you remember that coffee guy?
Do you remember that coffee guy? It's funny because I feel like I truly block a lot of that out.
I do too. Until we do it, be like, holy shit, you're right.
I wish there was a better way to convey what happened with that coffee guy.
I know. Y'all had to have been in the car because it's like, if it was so sus and strange. Like you just.
It was so weird. But when we tell it, every time I feel like we come off like
we're
jerks,
making fun of someone. Yeah. Then it's like,
and it's not like that. It was so bizarre. It was like almost, it had to almost have been his first day. And he just 404 error.
Yeah, I think Corey, like that's like, he explained again, he was like 404 error. But like, it was just weird how he was just like, take it. Like,
yeah.
That was, what is in there?
We made it just for you.
Yeah. It's a mystery.
Wow. I feel a weird disconnect happening in my
we've
brain
just
right
talked
now.
for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was our trip, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. If you were there and we got the pleasure of meeting you, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. It was a lovely time. Sorry you got burned on our show.
Yeah, you got a little burned. Thank you, Rachel, for putting on a smash hit of an event. Yeah, and just big love all around to everybody who came. Some of you guys traveled really far. I know some of y'all want to come on next year. And yeah, that's basically. I'm pretty talked out. I'm pretty. My brain is pretty empty.
My brain immediately, ever since you said Wendy's, was like, I know I got food in there.
Right? I'm gonna go get some food. I could eat. I know it.
All right, guys, we've obviously gotten silly. We're going to cut it here. We'll see you next week on the Witch Bitch Amateur Hour. Thank you for being a friend.
Taint.
And I would say that did you just take the biggest gulp of water?
I'm sorry. My metal jug is almost empty. And so when it's like almost empty, I forget how loud it is. Sorry.